rise at this time, and gentlemen, remove your hats. Giving today's invocation, pastor of Calvary Assembly of God, and for
what he said.
Almighty God, we gather together today to have a great time with racing at the Monster Mile. We thank you for our great country. We thank you for our military, our police officers, our firefighters, and our EMT.
Fuck the police.
Thank
I'm
you
kidding.
for all the fans here today. And now, as we always do, we ask that we pray for a great race, for a safe race. We pray in Christ's name. Amen. Shalom.
please remain standing as here to perform the national anthem, Broken Bow recording artist and U.S. Army veteran whose album God.
Okay, you get it. I'm gonna mute the anthem. Oh God, I'm anti-American. I muted the anthem. Shame on me. Don't I love my country? I do love my country. Hey DFS, how are you? Welcome to another live stream. I'm home this weekend, so we're back on track. They got a shit ton of fans in the stands. I think Dover's open to full capacity. That's a good looking crowd, and I love to see it. Charlotte here is going to be open to full capacity for the 600. I may go, I may not. I'm trying to guilt trip several people into buying me a race ticket. I'll let you know how that plays out. Do I think McDowell will ever win again? Probably not, but anything's possible. Still having the best season of his career. He's still in the playoffs on points. Like, he's won the race, so he's going to be in the playoffs unless we have 16 winners. But he's still, like, 15th in points or something. He's, like, 15th, 16th right there. That's pretty damn good. Got a competition caution at lap 35. Chase Elliott to the rear for pre-race inspection. Second week in a row. Josh Berry subbing for Justin Haley in the 77. Josh Berry won his $100,000 yesterday, but didn't win me my $25. Today's pick of the day. Everybody knows Martin Truex Jr. is probably going to win this race, but I'm going to go with William Byron for the win and $15. Top 10 races in a row or whatever the fuck it's been. Crazy consistent. Won at Homestead. Law of averages say I think Byron and Hamlin are going to be right there, and look, they're starting second and third right behind Truex. So there, you've got all the big players, I think, for this race are already up running the top 10. Except Elliott, he's got to drop it to the back. Well, do I think Newman will ever win again? For some reason, I feel like Ryan Newman will win again. For some reason. He will just pop up and win something. Got a top 10 last week at Darlington. Chris Buescher and Ryan Newman were top 10 at Darlington last week. Didn't even realize it till after the race because I saw they got lapped. I saw Newman get lapped. Buescher was last car to lead lap, 9th place. Newman got lapped, finished 10th. After the race, like, shit, Newman was in the top 10? They're like, oh yeah, it makes sense. Truex lapped almost everybody last week. If you finished on the lead lap last week, you had a good day. How about this nice, kinda early start time? It's like 1:58. It's not even 2 o'clock just yet. And they just had the anthem and everything, and we're getting ready to roll. It's gonna be a good day. Hey, Lori, Jeff, wherever you are. Michael says he'll pop in here at 2:30. He put the William Byron bet for me. And I'm still playing with this bubble wrap from yesterday that came with my Wrangler car. There you go, bubble wrap. I'm really a fucking child. Caden. So, who wants to buy me a 600 ticket? Because I want to go, I just don't want to pay for it. I'm paying for Daytona. I figured if I could steal a race in there somewhere and not pay for it, I'll be all right.
Open to the public, could sell it out if you all want to go. So we hope you join us. But next Sunday, as we mentioned,
Circuit of the Americas. I cannot wait.
Racing there. It's a road course, the second of 7 road courses on the schedule this year. Then the Coke 600.
Let's get these fucking cars rolling. We said the anthem was go. All-Star race at Texas. Oh, goody.
You win some money there if you've been paying close attention to the odds on the show. But Quint's Fox Bet Super 6 Stage 2 contest continues. It's your chance to win $10,000 of his money. Download the app, pick 6 race outcomes about Stage 2. That's for your shot to win. It's free to play. We don't want you to miss out, so play now while there is still some time left. Race fans and drivers know Dover, Delaware very well. We want you to know it.
Guess what mistake I made this morning? I joined a NASCAR diecast collector trade sale Facebook page. I haven't looked through it yet, but I joined it.
A cornerstone of NASCAR history.
We'll see.
In the heart of our
Maybe I'm hoping that I'll join that and wind up saving some money. I don't know why I muted this, but I felt compelled to mute this because the lady's voice was annoying and I was trying to talk. You know, Martin Truex Jr. won his first race here, and it's technically his home racetrack because it's close to New Jersey. Hey, let's watch a race. Fire it up. Fire it up. Look at that crowd. So when is practice and qualifying coming back? We're at full capacity.
Thanks for watching Race Day.
And now, for the most famous words in motorsports, President of Dryden Performance Products, Dave Klinger.
Klinger, the dude from MASH, 27 years old. I just made a MASH reference.
Dryden 400 at the legendary Monster Mile. On behalf of Dryden Performance Products, our employees, and all of Team Dryden.
Hey guys,
Drivers, start your engine.
let me ask y'all a question because I've never asked it, and you guys can type your response. How did you guys find my channel? How did you guys find my streams and start watching me every week? I'm curious as to how people discovered me. I don't know why I've never thought to ask this before, but we've got a minute before the race really gets going. I'd be curious to know. How did you guys discover this channel? And what in the world made you stay? Because that part is a mystery to me. But I'm glad you're here. Excuse me. I figured it's most people trying to find a way to watch a race, and they stumble upon me, and they either get mad that I'm talking and not showing the race, or they're like, oh, this is interesting. Yeah, I always try to play the audio in the background. You know my truck series stream from Darlington, the truck race at Darlington? That video got claimed by NASCAR. That's the first video they've claimed. It's still up on my channel. It said it's semi-blocked, whatever that means, but I had Cameron and Dylan go look, and it's still up when they go to my YouTube channel. But yeah, I can't show the race, and I talk a lot, but if something's going down, you'll hear about it. And you can hear the broadcast in the background. I don't know if that's a good thing, because sometimes the broadcast isn't worth hearing. You find me interesting. Well, you must have a boring life. I'm kidding. We've had a lot of races in a row now without rain delays and shit. That's like the best streak we've had in NASCAR in a couple of years. I feel like anyway. I mean, dang, Xfinity race Talladega it rained. But as far as cup races go, we're on a fucking roll right now. Jeff kept me a secret. He wanted me all to himself. At least we know when my first football stream is. September 9th, whatever. Dallas, Tampa Bay. We'll be back to streaming NFL stuff. The first couple weeks of the season, NASCAR races on Saturday night. So we'll get to do NFL Sundays early in the year, but then the middle part of the NASCAR playoffs will be streaming races. But obviously, if I'm watching a race, I'll be talking about football at the same time. That's the only good thing about racing and football being on at the same time. If there's a boring stretch in the race, we can just talk about football.
Those who conquer it, ooh, different breed. With a preference for pace and disdain for imperfection. And that ain't a figure of speech. Dover is next.
After seeing that, I'm scared. I mean, welcome to NASCAR Cup Series racing from Dover International Speedway on FS1, presented by Credible.com. This has been a wonderful place to race in the Northeast since ground was broken in '66. The first race held in 1969. This was built as a 1-mile super speedway and 5/8-mile horse track within.
I think we should start racing on the horse track. What do y'all think? We should race on the horse track and then do the outward pit road like Dodge Raceway Stadium and NASCAR 2005. Let they drive off the horse track and onto the regular pit road. Man, I got all kinds of good ideas. Yep, I think Truex takes it today. Don't know about next week, but I think he'll be a force next week. Truex tends to excel at new racetracks, and it's a road course.
Sensation of speed is through the roof. Feel faster than any track we go to right here at Dover.
Like I said, William Byron, I get $15 if he makes this happen. But Truex is who I think is going to win. You're talking about your Jeff Gordon's voice crack. I think this week I'm going to pick up my NASCAR 2005 career mode again. It's been a couple of months since I played. What do you guys think? I've been playing a lot of Heat 5 lately, but buying them old diecasts made me nostalgic for early 2000s NASCAR, so I think I'm going to start playing the games again.
Even yesterday in the Xfinity race, we saw one car on top of another.
It is quite a place. And it's one of our favorite places to come and see a race.
I got to work tomorrow, but I'm very excited to work because after buying those diecasts, you know, I'm like aching for money. I'm not really aching for money, but it's going to make me feel better.
We're going to have plenty to say about him.
Martin Truex, Denny Hamlin, William Byron, Kyle Larson. Like I said, all the contenders already up front.
William Byron. Let's get a hold of him. Hey, Willie Beats, boy.
Interesting to have Darlington and Dover back-to-back on the schedule. You talk about two rough-ass racetracks.
Top tens, baby.
I had such a good time at Darlington, it kills me I'm not at this race. It's hard watching a race on TV when you just want to be there.
This racetrack in particular, good starting spot. How are you going to win this race?
Yeah, man, we'd love to get a top 10, but we'd really love to win. So, we're focused on winning today, and, I feel like this place changes so much each run. So, just got to keep up with it, got to keep our feedback good. We've been doing a good job of executing in the
still fucking with the bubble wrap.
Working our race, so we're going to race our race.
Good God, 10 people here. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hey, good luck. We're gonna
Sorry I missed you last week. I was busy.
Very consistent. Stop for
And I can't stream from my phone because I don't have 1,000 subs. But we're close to 800 now.
So let's have a look at our Credible.com starting grid for today's race. Martin win everything.
Bring back the old NASCAR on Fox starting grid music. I miss it.
9 top 5s in 2021.
No wins though.
William Byron coming off 10 straight top 10 finishes. And Kyle Larson, the last time he was here, he won.
And in row 3 on the inside, Kevin Harvick, 3-time Dover winner, and our most recent winner here at Dover, alongside him on the outside starting 6, Kyle Busch, also a 3-time Dover winner.
About this row, Ryan Blaney never finished in the top 5. I think that changes today. This is a guy that's...
Old Blaney having a great bounce back year.
Chase Elliott coming from the back.
Chase Elliott. A little step down right now. Like I said yesterday, I think he's a 6th to 10th place car every week.
Row 5, Joey Logano on a streak of 3 races without a top 10. And hey, they say we never talk about Chris Buescher. Here he is in 10th place.
Yeah, there's Chris Buescher. Put some fucking respect on that man. Finished 9th at Darlington.
Beginning with Christopher Bell, everybody's on the ticker along the bottom of the screen.
Boy, it is a beautiful fucking day out there. I really should be there, shouldn't I?
Well, Mike, let me tell you another part of Dover that can be a monster. And I don't mean in size. We are talking about pit road. It is a very tough pit road to get onto under green. Pit road speed, 35 miles per hour. The last 8 races at Dover, we've had 37 pit road speeding penalties. And it's very tight. It's almost hard to run side by side down this pit road.
Very tight.
In fact, Clint Boyer
This
told
pit
me
road is
he
tight
a lot
like a
of times would
tiger.
just back off where he didn't put himself in harm's way. So, Mike, the bottom line.
My God, Karen, how much did those diecasts cost you? Because I know that couldn't have been cheap.
Thanks, Larry Mack. And speaking
God, thank God I'm not a Kyle Busch collector. He's got like 10 million paint schemes, and I'd have to have them all.
Hey, Mike. Well, Brad Keselowski is coming off one
I'm
of
not a
his
Kyle
worst
Busch collector
finishes
yet.
here at Darlington. Not only was his car a handful, but his crew chief Jeremy Bullins was out for COVID protocols. And on top of that, his car chief has been out because of his surgery. Well, bad news for 2 fans. They're both out today as well. Brad told me
Old BK's having a rough time. He had a bad day at Darlington last week. It was Dover, so we'll just say Jimmy Johnson, Karen. We'll just assume it was Jimmy Johnson.
Jamie, Kyle Larson, as well as his crew chief Cliff Daniels, have both been involved with wins at Dover Raceway. But conventional wisdom would say that's a piece of cake. Put these guys together, nothing could possibly go wrong. Cliff told me earlier today, though,
Kyle Larson won his last race at Dover. Horrible race, but I was happy to see him win. That was the high downforce deal. Oh my God, that was so bad at Dover. The spring race that year was particularly bad. Welcome to the Martin Truex Jr. Show. Hope you enjoy.
Taking their pit road speed as we have a look at our Credit One race analysis. To go 400 miles on this 1 mile super speed.
Remember, competition caution lap 35.
Stages 1 and 2, 120 laps each. Then the final stage, pit road speed, 35 miles an hour, fuel window 95 to 100 laps. Let's make that final stage 160 laps. Still looking for win.
Harvick, Hamlin, Elliott combined for 21 wins last season, and they have won nothing this year.
Last year between them and a big fat goose egg this year.
21 wins plus a championship in the All-Star race.
No one reason why for any one of these. Right?
There's a lot of parity in the sport. You know, some guys that have really come to the front that maybe.
Well, we all know Chase should have won the Daytona Road Course earlier this year. Should have broke that trend back then of not being able to win early in the season.
You get on that wave and you ride it. That wave eventually fizzles out.
Who is that hot-ass girl in the stands? Sorry, I usually don't notice that.
Catch up to you also.
All right, slather up that sunscreen and let's get ready.
Sunscreen, boy, my friend Cameron got toasted last week in Darlington when we were there. Holy fuck, he was burnt to a crisp.
On their feet, beautiful
They're
day.
coming to the 1 to go now.
Great to see these tracks opening up again. Charlotte will be a
Look at that. Is that a flag lady?
Memorial Day weekend, 100%. So our Fox Ride Along program, Kevin Harvick, the Hunt Brothers Pizza Cam, and his number 4 Mustang. Matthew Benedetto carries the Ford Performance Camry. And he
I hope this race is like the Xfinity race yesterday. That was
Bubba
fun.
Wallace, the McDonald's Cam.
Despite me being mad about not winning money.
Camry. And Ricky Stenhouse carrying.
Yeah, that chick. You saw the chick I was talking about, didn't you?
his Camaro.
They're going to be using that right side headrest there, Mike, because this track full of some G's, long sustained
Fox
G's,
production
really
crew was
hard
on
the
point
body
there.
here to run 400 laps at Dover.
All right, to the rear, Chase Elliott, 2 inspection failures. Ryan Newman, unapproved adjustments on his number 6.
I think tire strategy, if there's a late caution today, I think tire strategy could play a huge factor because we all know how hard it is to pass at Dover.
Weekend Josh has had, second in the ARCA race, runner-up in the $100,000 Dash for Cash winner yesterday in the Xfinity race. Justin Haley will be back, of course.
Definitely not done hearing his name. Josh Berry's done such
You
a
got the
fantastic
Interstate
job.
15?
He's literally on the brink. He needs a little
How
bit
did you
more
pull that off? Karen, tell me your secrets.
Dale Jr. is the right cat to be able to find that, right, Jeff?
Seize the moment. Take it.
Cheapest diecast I've bought was like 30 bucks, and that's just because it didn't have a box. Anyway. Like I said, 2 tires late in the race, you get a late caution. I'm just saying. Wave it, green flag. Truex picked the outside line. He and Larson pull down in front of Denny Hamlin, and we're off. Ooh, Larson lost the nose going into 3. Larson got right on Truex, lost the nose. He didn't lose any speed, though. He stayed right on him. You guys see that? William Byron, Kyle Busch, 4th place. Outside groove on the restart, inside groove as they run. We saw it yesterday, Josh Berry and Austin Cindric. Although as the run went on, Berry couldn't run the inside, which was odd. He took the lead both times on the inside. Bubba Wallace put on a show in Darlington last week. I don't know if they showed it on TV, but that sequence at the end of stage 1, ooh, look out. He was putting on a show just now. Him and Stenhouse about lost it. But anyway, when Bubba was trying to finish stage 1 on the lead lap or in the free pass position, he was really fun to watch.
Don't know if there was contact between he and Bubba Wallace.
Well, he sensed it. He felt it. He knew he needed to move up the racetrack. That was, really quick hands by both of those drivers.
Chris Buescher. I love seeing Buescher's name in the top 10. I thought Bubba's car last week was much better than he finished. The one time he should have got the free pass, they took it away from him because they said he was involved in the wreck because he made slight contact with Kurt Busch. I think if Bubba had gotten back on the lead lap then, he could have got a top 15 out of the deal, maybe top 12 or something. Because he was really impressive at the end of stage 1. They had been bad, but by the end of stage 1, he had serious speed. Problem was, Martin Truex was a demigod last week. Ross Chastain could have had a great race last week. What the hell was that boneheaded strategy? I could have told you that wasn't going to work. Keselowski did that same shit at Richmond, his guys, and went a lap down just like Chastain last week. Chastain was a top 10 car last week, and they threw it away in stage 2.
Those G's. The other thing, if you hear along right here, this is such an important part. You've got to be able to have a car free enough.
Bubba's got the visor cam for the 35,000th time this year.
You'll hear him take the throttle up right here, Mike.
Now, if you're already tilting your head at
the key is right there when he lifts. At that 5/8 mark, you've got to be able to carry the throttle and stay with
Hey, Fox, zoom that fucking camera out. There's more than one car on the racetrack. This whole race, they've just been zooming in on like one car at a time. I can't tell you anything that's going on.
Stack up on the straightaway.
Got to stretch that neck and spine out before you hit that next corner.
And then the banking just compresses you into that seat in the corners.
Plus in turn 3, and you saw a little bit of it riding on board. His car's riding pretty good, pretty smooth, but there's some huge.
That top 5 looks really solid.
Bumps going into turn 3 as he loads in the banking.
Yeah, guys, we talked
from what I can see.
When you go from the straightaway down to the bottom of the corner, it's an elevation change of 15 feet, which is equivalent to 2 stories.
Wow.
That's incredible.
At the start of this race, Chase Elliott is up 12 positions.
Chase Elliott started 36th. He's up to 24th. He knows he's got a caution coming in 25 laps. William Byron around the outside of Kyle Larson for second. There's my pick. Moves into second place. Truex half a second ahead. Willie B. Truex hasn't drove off and left him like he was doing last week yet.
William Byron, his dad Bill and his uncle. At the next table, Josh Berry and his group.
I got really tan at Darlington last week. My forehead got a little pink, but the rest of me got tan. I look good. And then I worked outside a couple days this week, but I think my race tan's almost faded. No, I'm still pretty dark. There's Josh Berry as we zoom in on one car yet again.
Won $100,000 yesterday.
Good for him.
No, actually,
Didn't win me any money. We got a battle for the lead. William Byron's closed in on Truex within 2/10. I'll be goddamn. We're off to a good start today. Long way to go. If that caution didn't come out yesterday, I'd be $25 richer.
There you go. But we had a great time.
Look at this. Jeff Gordon already hit him with a look at this a couple of times in this race, and we're only 15 laps in.
Only at Dover.
Oh, battle for the lead. Time to go to commercial. You're watching NASCAR on Fox. Because Byron was closing in on Truex, so time to go to commercial, come back and wonder how it happened, right? The worst I ever got burnt in my life, and I'm sure I've told you before, 2011 Coca-Cola 600. My face was oozing. I got fucking roasted. My face was oozing. I looked like Freddy Krueger after a couple of days of peeling. I'm not even kidding. It didn't really hurt, though. Oddly enough, it did not really hurt. It just looked fucking gross. And I remember, like, I think Tuesday, like Monday I went to school bright fucking red. I was burnt. And then on Tuesday I was like, you know what? I'm going to stay home and let this peel for a day. I didn't go to school that one day. So dark you get mistaken for Spanish. Well, like I said, I thought Bubba in person last week looked solid at Darlington. They just weren't good enough early to stay on the lead lap and stay ahead of Truex. Truex was cutting such a pace last week. William Byron has taken the lead. Lap 16 with the aid of lap traffic. William Byron to the lead. That's what the leaderboard says. So, hey, my pick is leading. I got good instincts this weekend for picking second place. That's been the story of the season, though. Here's the pass for the lead. The 52 car in the middle, Byron went really wide and just powered off a 2 and drove away from Truex.
Rockets by for the lead. Then here comes Kyle Larson. He catches Truex, pins him behind a left car, and Martin drops to third. It's not over. Here comes Harvick. Just 2 laps.
Wow, Truex dropped to third.
Looking high.
Fourth, actually. Okay, so Truex doesn't have the long run speed. Have I realized we've seen less crashes 2017? Yes, I have.
Mark Truex Jr. have made it look so easy this year when they've gone to victory lane like they did Darlington without
a lot of long green runs go uninterrupted these days. So it's William Byron, Kyle Larson, Kevin Harvick, Truex dropped to 4th, Denny Hamlin still 5th.
Yeah, and with clean air, you know.
Bubba Wallace has moved up since the start of the race. He's 17th. Chase Elliott has broken into the top 20 after starting 36th.
Yeah, and we keep hearing that it's
turn 2.
Oh, turn 2.
Slip and slide. I thought that car was gone and going to take 3.
Well, what happened? We can't see it because Fox is trying to scramble how to find. It's worse than iRacing cameras.
You know, get in a wreck or make contact with somebody at this racetrack as fast as things are moving. But going back to Mark Truex Jr., I'm hearing the front nose is just not grippy. He doesn't have the front turn he needs.
Things got a little busy down in turns 1 and 2. Chase Briscoe under Bubba
What happened
Wallace.
here? The 53, Bubba split him in the middle around Chase Briscoe, but nothing happened there. They're trying to find the car that got sideways. This was a nice move by Bubba here. Passing on the outside of Briscoe for position and splitting a lap car through the middle. You see less crashes, DFS, especially. Well, hold on. Kyle Busch has a problem. Kyle Busch is noticeably slow, and the engine is sounding a little off. I think Kyle Busch is blowing up, guys. He's blowing up. Look out. God, Buescher went around him on the outside going to one, and they almost touched. They might be able to fix it. Yeah, Boyer's talking about how it might be a plug wire. Kyle says blowing up. He would know. He's blowing up. So, Kyle Busch is about to be out of this race. We got 7 laps for the competition yellow, but he's blowing up. He's not smoking yet. But DFS, overall, you see less crashes because we ran that high downforce, low horsepower deal so much. And it's easy to save those cars, and you're not too out of control. Less crashes. By the way, we got a battle for the lead again. William Byron and Kyle Larson. Larson's closing in on Byron. Harvick's 3.5 seconds back, so these two were pretty much on an island by themselves. Kyle Busch fading and fading as that engine lays down. 24 wasn't loose there. He was just arcing that shit out wide and got a big run off the corner. He gapped Larson by another 2/10 now off of 4 that time. Now Larson's moving up in 1 and 2. No rain this weekend was great all around because it kept that rubber on the racetrack from the Xfinity race, and they are running all over the place right now.
Searching for concrete that doesn't have rubber.
That's good. That's what Dover needs. Dover needs to be rubbered in really good. In recent years, concrete tracks have been tough to rubber in because Goodyear's fucking tires are trash. But this looks pretty rubbery. Track already looks really dark.
Not the last two, but the last 2 Ford wins are Kevin Harvick, spring of 2018 and the fall of last year.
Brad Keselowski's up in the top 10.
I think Kevin Harvick was listening to our pre-race.
Bubba Wallace up to 15th, still on the move. Kevin Harvick's really fast, apparently. Well, Bubba was in the top 15. Here's Chase Elliott. He's going to pass Stenhouse and Bubba this lap if he can make it happen. Stewart-Haas Racing is a mystery right now. I feel like this is a wasted season because Chase Briscoe's running this car that we're not going to run anymore after this year. Truex has fallen 5 seconds behind William Byron and Kyle Larson. Here's Hamlin running up on Truex. Truex probably can't wait to see this caution. It's lap 34 right now, so we're close. Well, duh, you're going to take 4 tires this early. Next time around, there will be a competition caution. Byron's on lap 35. Look at this fucking mess. Custer, Kurt Busch, Almirola, Ryan Newman, Ryan Preece right in front of William Byron and Kyle Larson, who's charging for this lead. Good God, what a mess. And Quinn House in the middle of it, too. And I know he's not racing for position. He's already been lapped. Lap 35 complete. Byron's in a mess. I think Kyle Larson backed off. Because look at this fucking shit in front of them. Yeah, competition caution. Here it is. Truex holds off Hamlin for 4th.
Now, what I like there is William Byron allowed Ryan Preece to pass in turn 2 and stay on the lead lap. A couple of days behind him weren't quite so fortunate.
Those favors will come back your way someday.
That's what I was going to say.
And Ryan Newman was the other that stayed on the lead lap because of that.
I don't think he'll remember that favor. Come on. He never remembered mine.
Larry Mack.
Yeah, let's take a look at at our PNC race strategies. Race strategy here is the type of strategy that keeps crew chiefs awake at night. Split all 3 stages in half, even stage 1 after the competition costs will go back racing around 40 to 42.
They did this at Darlington last week, and it was weird. They would split every run in half, and it was a little odd, but we saw how it worked out if you didn't with Ross Chastain and then Brett Keselowski at Richmond. Willie B, I think I made another good pick today. I've made plenty of good picks. I'm the Denny Hamlin of fucking picking races. I'm finishing second a lot. Pit road is open.
There is no race in the playoffs, so nobody's planning for that. Byron's in, here's Regan.
Yep, Dover's a one-off this year, which is weird. Sucks that, you know, as much as we want a schedule change and all that, some racetracks had to give up a race. Dover had to give up one. I've been saying for a few years Dover was going to lose a race because attendance was bad and the racing hadn't been that good. William Byron's going to at least beat Larson out of the pits. Maybe. They're side by side. This is going to be a photo finish for the lead. I think Byron's got him by nose. Ooh, no, Larson's pulling ahead now. Don't speed. They're side by side for the lead, and they're coming down pit road. They had pit stalls way back, and I think Kyle Larson takes it. Larson takes the lead. They were inches apart side by side, all the way from the end of pit road to the line to come out. But Kyle Larson takes the lead. That's the only lead change you'll see on the broadcast today, because the rest will be during commercial. I'll be right back. Brought to you by Cherry Pepsi Zero Sugar. Yeah, what the fuck happened with Truex on pit road there? Was there any... I know there weren't any two tire stops, but the running order looks completely different. Or it's about to, anyway. So Larson, Byron, Harvick, Hamlin, Blaney, Corey LaJoy. That can't be right. Brad Keselowski, Chris Buescher, Christopher Bell, Joey Logano. Boy, I tell you what. Martin Truex's crew didn't have any bad stops last week. Holy shit. It's rare to see a race go that fucking perfect. They literally had no issues. The pit stops were out of this fucking world, and the car was fast, and Truex did a great job. I was just hoping they would have a problem on pit road or something, but they just never did, and they must have had a bad stop here because they're not in the top 10. Win Clint's money. What? Goddamn it! I forget every fucking week to try to enter to win Clint's money. One of these days, I'm gonna make money watching racing.
Free to play. Don't miss out. You might even get one of those beautiful Clint Boyer T-shirts.
Kyle Busch's motor hasn't blowed yet.
Are you sure I got to give Team Green down that casino on the back straightaway? Took most of it, folks.
to get a loan, pay my people off.
Okay. Speeding. Tyler Reddick, Michael McDowell, Corey LaJoy.
Tyler Reddick, Michael McDowell, Corey LaJoy. That's how Corey gained all those spots on pit road.
Came out 12 because
Kyle Larson around the outside of Harvick, clears him for the lead. Harvick up to second. Byron slips to third.
fell and
Blaney fourth.
interfered with the mechanism of the jack, so the jack will go up or down, and Truex comes out 12.
Truex team had a bad problem with their jack.
It surprises me that those left necks don't cause more havoc. They're literally everywhere.
79 to go in stage one.
Michael McDowell reports his brake pedal's going to the floor.
Michael McDowell says he's losing brakes. Kyle Busch's motor's blowing. There's shit happening everywhere. Won't be long now, Jeff says.
Jeff Gordon, you said it. I think you might be in trouble with your words. You made old Kevin Harvick mad.
I think so, man. He is rolling. That thing's looking good, looking like the old Harvick.
Jeff Gordon laughing at Kyle Busch's engine problems. Chase Elliott, top 10. Chase Elliott, top 10. This has been your Chase Elliott Napa performance update. Kyle Busch is still running, but according to Jeff Gordon, based on the sound of that motor, he won't be running long. It's done laying down. It ain't done blowed up yet, but it's done laid down. It's getting ready to take a nap. Bubba Wallace, top 15. Alex Bowman in the top 10 now. Chris Buescher up to 6th.
I mean, it's looking like they went to the left bank a few too many times these last couple of weeks. Now, everything's not going their way. But it's early. William Byron reporting a brake issue.
Byron says he's having brake problems. Don't do this to me. Bubba Wallace going to pass Christopher Bell here for 13th. He's underneath him going to 1. Oh, Bell drives in a little harder. Gets tight, though. Lost the nose. Here comes Bubba. Oh, whoa, Bubba. Hang on, buddy. He got loose underneath Bell. Saved it, though. Bell got tight on corner entry, and Bubba got loose off underneath him. Stay off the brakes, Willie B.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't imagine, this is a track where you don't typically use a lot of brakes.
And Jeff Gordon's right. You don't use brakes at Dover. I don't do it in the video game or anything else. Dover's one of my favorite tracks in NASCAR Heat 5 because I can save the tires here extremely well by staying off the brakes. Ooh, Briscoe and Bubba.
Got loose underneath them. Chase Briscoe in the 14 just got loose.
Briscoe got loose under Bubba, and Stenhouse was sticking his nose in there.
Turned him around.
We've had some close calls, not like the Xfinity race yesterday, but this has been a fun race so far.
Chase Briscoe, you saw there as he went by.
Same battle here. Yeah, they're all wadded up just like they were before the competition caution back here for about 16. How about Chase Elliott? Had to start in the rear. He's found his way to the top 10. Engine number 9. Second along.
Hey, Larry, I'm really curious about hearing these guys and hearing William Byron talk about brakes. Is there anything that Rudy Fiegel and this team can do on a pit stop that maybe can open up those brake guys?
You're on lap 50. I expected the spotter from the NASCAR games to pop in.
To see how much opening some of these guys have. You and I both know, and Clint knows, as much time as you spend in the corners here, you want all the front downforce that you can.
When are the odds makers going to start putting some respect on William Byron? He was 14 to 1.
So that's the only thing you can do, is just give the front end more opening to cool those brakes.
But, all right, so that's what Larry can do. As a driver, Jeff, they're not called.
Dillon was supposed to come here today, but he got called into work. Poor guy. He said he's listening to the race. I haven't listened to a race in a long time. I've either been at them or watching them.
Dragging your brake a little bit. It keeps your car underneath them. It keeps it calmed down. Keeps it, it's your insurance program. You got to get off that thing. Keep the heat off of them. Back off of them. Help your crew chief.
Yeah, I may not have ever used a lot of brake here at Dover, but I used the
Joey Logano passes Brad Keselowski for 7th.
Modulate it, taper off those brakes as you get to the center to help keep that car low and turning.
This was close.
Here comes Alex Bowman.
Keselowski came up off turn 2 and just about stopped. Joey Logano had to make a hard left to get under and get by.
Brad's car last week did that Penske thing where they started off the race really well and then fell off a cliff for the remaining 75% of the day. That's usually a Joey Logano 22 car problem, but last week it was Brad's problem.
So hard to pass here. To be able to
Karen, I saw a 2007 Kurt Busch Dover crash, 124 diecast on eBay. Had the scorch marks and the torn up fucking wing and everything. So there's a few of those, and there's Dale Jr.'s 2014 Bristol night race car where the left side got tore off because Robert, you'll remember this, Kevin Harvick wrecked Denny Hamlin, and Hamlin's car shot back up on the track and ripped Jr.'s whole side off as he was passing by.
Please, can this thing go away?
One or the other.
It's just no fun riding around there.
Yeah, Gordon's right. At this point, Kyle Busch probably wants his motor to blow up. He's 9 miles an hour slower than the leader. Average speed, anyway. Kyle Larson picking up where he left off the last time he raced at Dover. That's not a coincidence.
Get the part you need from the comfort of your garage. Order online or via the Advanced Auto Parts mobile app. With Advanced Same Day. Get same day pickup, same day curbside, or same day delivery. Advance how you order, how you get parts.
I don't know why I didn't mute this. My bad. Yeah, Robert, we could have both been equally pissed off at that Bristol night race. That diecast is still so common. It's on NASCAR.com. You can still buy it. Well, I think Harvick's going to get some stage points today. He was faster at the end of that last run than Larson and Byron. They were just so far ahead already. They were in a mess of lap traffic, though. Seriously, I'm looking over here at my Wrangler, my 2010 Dale Jr. Wrangler car. The splitter on that thing is so fucking big. Who thought that was a good idea? Truex is still not even back in the top 10. He's running 12th right now. And we're back. I was there. Kyle Larson 3 wide between Newman and Reddick and gains time on Truex coming off a 2. I wouldn't have even made that move in the video game.
More than fast moment at Xfinity Racing on Twitter. Xfinity, proud premier partner of NASCAR. 62 laps complete. Kyle Larson out front.
Fastest car on the racetrack this race, well, fastest lap was William Byron.
Fastest lap time, William Byron quickest. Truex, Larson, Harvick, and Hamlin is your pick to win in that fivesome?
Yes.
Rhetorical question.
Larson 1.4 seconds ahead of Kevin Harvick.
Now, Martin Truex came out of the pits in 12th, worked his way up to the top 10, and now he sits in 12th.
Bubba Wallace 13th, right behind Truex. I think this is going to be a really competitive race if the 19 is struggling. I was worried he would just come in here and lead like 400 laps.
Well, he was talking
Front of that car does look bouncy.
He's actually swinging.
You could see that from the broadcast.
It's one of the toughest things about this racetrack is the way that this car and the tire loads into the banking, as well as when the rubber starts getting laid down. You want more front grip. You don't want to unhook the back of the car, but that's about the only adjustment they have other than air pressure. So right now, it sounds like they went to the rear of the car to try to swing or free it up. Now it's swinging the back, it's still not turning.
Yeah, you fix one end, you hurt the other. Now what do? Do you go back halfway, try something different? Very, very tricky to fix that situation. Anytime when you don't have turn at a racetrack like this, just like you said, you know the adjustment he's going to do. So in the car, in your head, you're kind of reluctant to tell him all the way, Mike. You know what it's going to do. It's going to pull that rear end out of the track. It's going to be loose with the rear, and it's probably not going to.
Chase is fast. Chase looked really good. I can tell you in stage 1 last week, the best car that I saw at Darlington on stage 1 was Chase. You know, he started in the back. His car was rolling the center of the corner at Darlington so much better. But they just never had what it took to hang with Truex or Larson. They got to like 5th place was the highest they ran. But in stage 1, I was sitting there thinking, damn, Chase Elliott's going to win me some money because that's who I had my money on last week. That was my pick.
Youngest driver ever in the Cup Series to accomplish this.
Chase is good at Dover.
Motorsports driver with a streak of at least 10 consecutive top 10s, our Jeff Gordon in 2007. And they were also, he and Rudy Fugle together in 2016, the Truck Series at Kyle Busch Motorsports, and won a total of 7 races. And yes, Jeff, I know he has a long way to go to catch your record. That's a Subway right combination.
Hey, he owns the record right now to be the youngest.
Oh, we got the Corey LaJoie had a right front tire down. He made it to pit road. I saw a slow car coming off the corner, and it was Corey. I couldn't tell who it was at first.
See that right front fender damage? It looks like they've tried to fix it a little bit.
Somebody's going to blow a right front tire in stage 3 and bring out a late caution. You watch.
At 14th, that's Kurt Busch.
Chase Briscoe, top 15. Briscoe had a good run last week at Darlington. I was very happy to see Briscoe run top 10 last week.
Well, Kurt Busch things have not been going
He
well
was
for him over
doing
the last
pretty
several
well.
races, but this is a track where they can get it together, get some momentum building in the right direction.
Robert, why are you yelling at me?
Knows how to drive this racetrack, really knows how to break down these corners and to get details back to the crew chief to work on this car.
Let's move up to 2nd place. Kevin Harvick, just a little less than 2 seconds behind the leader, Regan.
There's Kyle Busch is still riding around out there. Harvick just passed Kyle Busch again.
This racetrack surface has stayed the same for so many years.
Major.
Continuing to work well here. That's clear with how his performance is right now.
Good run for Harvick. Now watch Corey LaJoie on the outside here.
Yeah, clearly already has a front issue right there.
Corey LaJoie, who had the best throwback scheme at Darlington. I don't care what that fan vote said.
Right front fender was rubbing on the right front and finally went down.
Wait, it was definitely from before he's got bear bond on and stuff like that.
Bear bond.
But I saw repair.
What a great word.
Like it had been fixed a little bit.
That's up there with WD-40. WD-40 and bear bond, Bobby. I'll tell you what.
So 74.
45 to go in stage 1. We're getting close to pit stops. Should Larry Mack's strategy come true.
Brought to you by Toyota.
Toyota? Man, fuck Toyota. Them damn cheating Toyotas.
You know, I'm different inside.
Get out of here, Bubble. That's the new thing. Have you seen what the boomers have started doing on Facebook? They call Bubba Bubbles. Bubbles. I mean, they came up with a new one, you know, because Bubba Smollett got kind of old after a while because it wasn't accurate and it was not original. Bubba Smooye is what you should have called him. That's not original either. Dave Chappelle came up with that. Toyota top one Toyota in the top 10. Hey, Kyle Busch 29th. Couple laps down. Tough scene. Tough scene. Old Dennis. Top 5 again, Robert. You're right there, though. something will surely happen to Kyle Larson, because something always happens to Kyle Larson. I thought we broke that spell at Las Vegas, but Atlanta and Kansas were indications of no, Kyle Larson is still fucking jinxed. Just chugging along here. I like that top 10. There's Austin Dillon in 11th. Austin Dillon's having a great year. I ain't gonna hate on Austin Dillon. I've hated on Austin Dillon enough. Funny, I was talking about my diecast cards yesterday, and I said, man, they're so cool to have, even though you literally don't do shit with them. You just take them out and set them there. They're like decoration. And Blake was like, you could play with them, and I'm like, not those. I played with the 164s as a kid. I wish I'd have collected more, but as a kid, I just wanted to play with race cars. We have a 124 that we never opened. At least we better not have fucking opened it. I don't know if they let my nephew fuck with it or not, but we got a 164 of Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s 1999 Coke 600 car, and I remember as a kid being bummed my dad wouldn't let me have it, but now I'm glad he didn't. But I only want to collect 124s because they're so big and cool, and I'd get a 160. Maybe I could have a 164 collection, a 124 collection, but the 124s just look so good. Wow. Oh, shut up, Michael Cole. I ain't watching WWE. Coming to 35 to go in stage 1. Should be pitting any time now.
Like that. I used to could. Used to.
Kyle Larson's lead has grown exponentially. But because it's Kyle Larson, I cannot get excited because he will get fucked over. I just hope that when he gets fucked over, it hands the race to William Byron, not Kevin Harvick. Nothing against you, Harv.
William Byron right on Harvick in third. And about a second and a half behind William Byron, we find Ryan Blaney in fourth. Jamie.
Blaney's never had a top 5 at Dover. Boyer called it. He's going to change it today. He's 4th. You know you're having a good year when you're running great at one of your worst racetracks.
I can't say the word balance enough here at this racetrack because of how long you're in these corners, how fast they are. If you get the balance right here, you don't even have to have as much grip as somebody else. If you just get the balance right, you're going to succeed here today.
Denny Hamlin in fifth.
Dennis has trash on the front of the car. Not much, though.
And he can lead the regular season right into the playoffs.
Which has bonus points that go along with it if he wins that.
Well, Chris Buescher continues to impress. Both of the Roush Fenway cars had top 10s last week. And behind Chris Buescher and looking at that 6th spot.
Yep, Hendrick has 4 in the top 10, 2 in the top 5.
Well, strong run to the rear of the field for Chase Elliott right now, Mike, but he just came on the radio and said, I am starting to have brake fade right now.
Chase Elliott's having brake problems. I feel like everybody's having brake problems.
As you see him trying to pass the 17 here.
Yeah, I think that's exactly
why, too. When you start running hard and trying to press the, getting on him, trying to make that pass, that's when
he's running up on Chris Buescher for 6th place right now. But he said he's trying to save his brakes. What's up with Christopher Bell? Christopher Bell's 22nd, last car on the lead lap. Well, right now Eric Jones is. Well, he was. He just got lapped. So now Bell's 22nd, last car on the lead lap.
Chase Elliott right in the tire tracks. Now he's going to move up the racetrack.
I heard you say balance, and you're so correct, Rick. And the reason I like that and why it's so important is the momentum side of this racetrack. Huge corners, long ways around there. Forces you almost to pick up the throttle before you're ready to. You squirt the center, drive it through the middle. Balance is where this is key. At that 5/8 to 3/4 mark on around that corner, you get to a point where you got too much momentum. You got to be able to crack out of the throttle, get the nose to point, and right back to it. And if that thing isn't balanced enough, you got to bail out of the gas, not just breathe it, feather it out.
Larry can give us a better look at brake cooling options.
Yeah, Mike, on those last pit stops, we did see Rudy Fugle in the 24 car pull some tape off the brake ducts. Let's go to our Ford Performance cutaway car, and let's show
Can we
you
watch
what
the race instead, Larry?
Coolest brakes. You normally think about cooling the brakes at short tracks, but obviously they're using a lot more brake here with that little bitty rear spoiler. So what they do, they have this plenum right here that's in the nose of the car. And then you have these hoses, but the one thing you can do is you see right there, that's a fan. And a lot of times what they'll do, they'll put fans in those hoses, and that allows them to block up more of that opening, because again, the more you open it, it hurts front downforce, and I think that's what's got some teams in trouble here in the early going, too aggressive with tape on the front brake ducts.
Could well be, for example.
Got to cool them shits down.
Byron has had brake issues.
Karen, I'm a Chevy guy, but I'm like you. I'm not totally loyal to my manufacturer because I really like Ryan Blaney. I like Blaney. I like Bubba. I like, there's another Ford guy I really like. Buscher's cool, but really Blaney is my other guy.
Your balance is right back to your balance.
Well, and also remember, they don't run short track
But
brakes here.
whenever there's nobody to cheer for,
To minimize some of that road
I
weight,
lean
massive weight,
heavily to the
I
Chevrolet side of things.
smaller brake package here, so it's pretty easy to get those brakes over.
And a lot of things go into that. Always a track somewhere in the schedule that's a little bit overlooked on brakes. Obviously, today's Dover.
24 to go in stage 1. We're going to
Matty D not having a good day. Disappointing. Briscoe, Almirola, Custer. Briscoe is 15th. Solid day so far. Custer and Almirola are 20th and 21st. Kevin Harvick's running second. Guess these guys are just going to run to the end of the stage. I figured somebody would start pitting. But if they haven't pitted now, they're not going to pit here. That's a lot of laps to put on tires at Dover, though. I wouldn't be surprised if we have a tire blowout here at the end of this stage. They'll have run about 80 laps on them. Yeah, of course Harvick's second. Matt DiBenedetto is 27th. There's some mysteries there. Bell 22nd, DiBenedetto 27th. Josh Berry is 30th. That's good. He's outrunning all the cars he should outrun, really. Kyle Busch is still out there riding around as the motor lays down. Can't believe that thing still hasn't blown. That's just misery. You just want that damn motor to blow. Briscoe, Chastain, and Stenhouse have a nice battle going on for 15th. Stenhouse has been all over the place today. We're a quarter of the way through the race already. Oh, I love that early-ish start time. 2 o'clock was pretty early for modern NASCAR. Kyle Larson still leads.
Leading in Dover, the best battle on the racetrack, though, has been for 16. Chase Briscoe, Ricky Stenhouse, Daniel Suarez with Ross Chastain. They have been going at it, everything but contact.
Well, what's creating
They haven't had contact yet.
Right now,
give them time.
At Dover, look at all the rubber that's laid down on this racetrack. You've got Ricky Stenhouse Jr. at the bottom. Here comes Chase Briscoe using that momentum from that top lane.
Well, that's the hardest part. You can get down there. Boy, look at the quarter pound. Somebody's been into his left rear pretty hard. May have been the car we're riding with.
The last couple of laps, Stenhouse went to the bottom and tried to shove through.
He's doing a great job getting to the bottom, but he's driving in super deep, carrying a lot of momentum to the center, and then the car just can't quite.
I've always considered Bristol, the night race in particular, as a crown jewel.
But from my experience here, it's super hard.
Bristol night race, Southern 500, Coke 600, Daytona 500. You know, I'm hoping the next gen car is good enough to where we can get the Brickyard 400 back and not be upset about it. I think we have doubleheader weekend at Indy. Run the road course on Saturday and run the Brickyard 400 on Sunday if the next gen car is worth watching at Indianapolis.
How many times have you been working on a guy, working on him?
I hope we have not seen the last Brickyard 400, but I hope that if they ever do it again, it's worth watching. I got a lot of prerequisites before we start running the oval at Indy again one day. Kyle Larson has almost a 7-second lead. It's getting up to 7 seconds.
7th place here. They're going to come up on a lap car. Joey Logano is going to have clear sailing in the low
7th, 8th, and 9th. Logano, Busher, and Bowman on top of each other.
So will Alex Bowman as they work around Garrett Stickley.
Truex is 13th.
So Busher has been in the top 8 just about all day.
So impressed with the job that Chris Busher and this team is doing this year for him. They've been bringing some great race cars and getting the balance right for him and putting complete races together. And it all showed up last weekend at Darlington as a result.
And you can see every
Eric Almirola getting lapped now. He's last car on the lead lap in 20th. Denny Hamlin passes William Byron for 3rd.
I'm telling you, we talked about it in the pre-race. There's a chance, not a chance. I look for him to be in the playoffs.
For all you guys that said Darlington sucked last week, that race had more green flag passes for position than the last fucking 4 Darlington races. I know Truex dominated, but that shit last week was still a good race.
Not necessarily to Eric's doing, but man, has he been at the wrong place at the wrong time. So many times this year already.
You hear the way the drivers talked after last week about how much fun they had?
All right, now you're starting at the back. Because of what I've done last week, we're starting at the back, digging ourselves out of a hole. You're having a wrecked race car instead of working.
Well, Robert, they've got safer barriers, but you blow a tire at Indy running that bottom groove like they have to run, you're gonna get hurt. I was actually worried that he was hurt that day. Now Ryan Blaney's passing William Byron. Byron's starting to fade here, 10 to go in stage 1. Whoa, Blaney loose. Loose. And Byron looks really slow.
Larry showed us those little brake blowers. If you have a power boat, you have a bilge blower to blow fumes out of the engine compartment. And that's what
Chase Elliott, 6th place. He's coming up on William Byron. Started 30th. Going to get a top 5 finish in the stage.
That's more like a turbo.
He's to the inside of Byron, lap car ahead. Byron goes around the outside of the 52, but Chase is going to take the spot. So Chase Elliott's in the top 5. Byron did this shit at Kansas, goddammit. Started out strong and then kind of faded to the lower half of the top 10 the rest of the day. I hope that's not the case here.
is working.
But right now, it
a
looks
great
that
job
way.
that Chase Elliott's doing right now. So he's one of the few guys that I have seen can carry the lap times that he's running right on the bottom. But if you diamond that track, you go in with a little more speed and you drift up in the middle, and then it rotates and you get a long straightaway. Just carry more speed off the corner and at the end of the straightaway.
At this point in the run, that's exactly what you want. That hot rod's still turning, just like you said.
Paved over.
Temperature sensitive. If you make them mad, it's not like the old days, Jeff. You used to be
It's
able
okay,
to
Robert. You're forgiven.
and then cool them
You know that Indianapolis was the first track to ever have safer barriers. Hey, Michael.
There was a perfect example of it that last time.
Michael, William Byron led early, but at the end of stage 1 here, he's fading to 6th.
Maybe going to block that bottom.
That's why I love coming to this racetrack, because you get to see all sorts of different lines.
Denny Hamlin, second place. Kevin Harvick. Kyle Larson's 8 seconds ahead, but Denny Hamlin just moved into second. Around the outside of Harvick. Here comes Ryan Blaney around the outside. What the hell is going on out here? Harvick and Byron are in the way. Fading. Only 4 to go in the stage.
Still got to get through Kyle Larson, though. And got a long way. I don't even know where he's at. Still got 284 laps.
Chase Briscoe, last car on the lead lap. He's faded to 19th there. He was 15th a little while ago. There's Kyle Busch still out there riding around. 3 to go, stage 1. Chase Elliott underneath Kevin Harvick for 4th. I like the cars that still look good right now. Larson's so far ahead, we really can't tell. But Larson's got a 7.5 second lead. Hamlin, Blaney, Elliott, they're on the move. Harvick and Logano fading big time.
Coming to the front right now, like you see here with Chase Elliott.
Finally, Chase Elliott's going to get good stage points. That's been what they've been missing all damn year. Harvick hanging. He's still in front of Chase, but not by much. Got loose there. Chase took the air off the left rear. Chase can't make that pass on the bottom, so he goes outside. Harvick to the bottom. Chase going to get him now. He's going to go to the outside, and he's going to make this pass right here. Oh, Chase Briscoe just hit the wall right in front of Larson. He's hit it pretty damn hard. That's a day ruiner. Not a day ender, but that's a day ruiner for Briscoe. Put it out. Caution's out. Larson wins stage 1. Chase Briscoe hit the wall right in front of him. Yeah, it's back. That might be a day ender, actually. I don't know. Tough scene. He looked good early. I think he was just driving hard to stay on the lead lap. Yeah, he sent that thing into one on the outside, and it did not stick, and he slammed the wall. Now, he got loose, Jeff. I don't know what the fuck Jeff Gordon's watching. Just trying to stay on the lead lap, busted his ass. Rookie.
Look how much of that tire's inside the car. You saw it in the window net right there.
Larson, Hamlin, Blaney, Elliott, Harvick, the top 5.
I guarantee you. Look at the dash. See the dashboard? If you go back to that, come on, Artie, get me back there. Check this out, guys. See all the foam from the
Finally, somebody yells at a Fox producer, and it's Clint Boyer.
I thought it was a towel, but it was actually the
Look at the foam inside the 14 car. Joe has blue foam all over his dash. Well, the stage end, it was the last lap of the stage, but that was definitely a caution for the accident.
Kyle Larson gets his 5th stage win of the season, tying him with Denny Hamlin for the most so far this year. And we were talking about Tyler Reddick. He did stay on the lead lap just barely at the end of the stage. And I believe that will make Eric Almirola the free pass car.
Almirola free pass. Good for him.
All right, they did not open.
Hanging on there 19th.
So we will restart with 19 lead lap cars. Saturday, MLB is back on Fox, headlined by an interleague showdown. It's the Red Sox and the Phillies. Or one of the greatest rivalries in baseball.
Fuck baseball. I want to watch some football.
And the Cubs face the Cards.
Is it preseason yet?
Saturday, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, only on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Check local listings for the game in your area.
There's the guy in the Kyle Busch hat. He's having a bad day.
Oh, yeah.
And the bastard's a Phillies fan.
Grandstand as well.
The forecast for this race is perfect weather, but it's supposed to get really cloudy.
Waiting on pit stop.
At least last time I looked at the forecast, it said.
Time, on the competition caution, William Byron and Kyle Larson drove the whole length of pit road side by side, and sometimes that's a hard thing to do here.
Yeah, it just pulls you in, Mike. It pulls you in. You just want to push a little bit further to get that position. It's pretty impressive that neither one got a speeding penalty. Regan?
You see Kyle Larson in row. That race car right now has been very good for him. He said 3 words that entire run. Really good here. He doesn't want any adjustments to that race car. The 4 car of Kevin Harvick, his race car got way too free at the end there. They need to adjust for that. And the 9 car of Chase Elliott on the upper right of your screen. He's got the fans on to cool those brakes down. Doesn't want any changes on that race car though, Jamie.
Denny Hamlin in the 11, he is rolling. Seemed like he got better as that run went on. Told his crew chief, Chris Gabehart, you gave me more security, thank you. I need a little bit more of that. They did that with an air pressure adjustment. The 12 of Ryan Blaney, his car has been good. Hasn't been on the brakes a whole lot. Said he needs a little bit more turn. They're going to take air out of that right front. 4-tire stop here.
Kyle Larson keeps the lead. Hamlin second. Elliott third. Blaney fourth. Joey Logano fifth. The hood is up on Truex.
Chase Elliott picks up a spot. Joey Logano picks up 2.
I don't know what that's about, but the hood is up on Truex. I saw him sitting there at the end of pit road. That son of a bitch probably still figure out a way to win this race. I'll be right back. Figure I'd get my mid-race heat out of the way early. I was sitting here guzzling that fucking Pepsi Zero Sugar Wild Cherry. Let me check the Twitter feed while I've got a chance. Not Google, Twitter, you fuck. It's a Kyle Larson kind of day, which means he's definitely not going to win this race going away. Because why would that ever happen? Radman posted what I was thinking. He said, I find enjoyment knowing every week that the rest of the field, especially the Ford executives, let Kyle Larson walk on over to Rick Hendrick, and now he just kicks ass. That makes me happy, too. Josh Berry too fast on pit road, but fuck, they were already at the back anyhow. Hood up on the 18 again.
Kyle Busch right now on pit road with the hood up. Kyle Busch a little later. Actually, that shot is right now. Hey, how many autographs?
There's a guy that looks like Kyle Busch wearing a fire suit out in the grandstands. He looks like that dude that goes to Saints games dressed as Drew Brees.
Well, let's talk to the Kyle who's having a little better day right now.
Hey, Kyle, this is Jeff.
I was about to say, they got a radio Kyle Busch. No, they're calling it Kyle Larson. Hey, Kyle Larson, can you hear me?
Well, another stage win. Congrats on that. Looks like you and Cliff got that thing rolling. Been quite a week for you. Sprint cars, late models, not over.
Got my damn hoops up at Darlington last week.
I've seen a lot of different grooves, and maybe get through traffic looks tough.
Yeah, it's, I guess typical Dover, rubbers in pretty quickly, a little quicker than I remember, and I think as the leader, I'm best just trying to be patient around the bottom. I'm sure it's pretty tough to pass people for a handful laps if you're not in the lead, but my car felt better and better throughout the mid-portions of that run. Felt like I could lap people fairly easily, but at the end I think we're all kind of struggling for grip and made it harder to kind of enter with speed and apply the throttle to the center without losing the nose or shearing the back on exit. So just gotta try and keep up with the track as the cloud cover comes in and if the sun ever pops back out too. But all in all, my nation's guard Chevy is really
Chef
good.
Gordon's got that look of wrap it up, Kyle.
All right, well, thanks for talking to us. You got some new players in the game there. Danny and the 9 behind you. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
I just said thank you, boss.
The leader picks up another stage win, tied for the most this season.
Can we win more races, though? Great. Now, since I think Byron's probably not going to win today, I'll cheer for Kyle Larson, which is the ultimate kiss of death, because every time I really cheer for Larson, something stupid happens. But we do love our entertainment. Josh Berry's outrunning your boy. Well, to be fair to your boy, the old motor's laying down. Still hasn't blown up, for fuck's sake. It's been like 100 laps. So remember, guys, store your gasoline in Ziploc bags for emergencies. Or styrofoam coolers. I think the stage caution here was longer because they had to keep pit road closed and clean up the Chase Briscoe mess because we're 8 laps into stage 3 and we haven't seen the green yet. So. Oh no, that 9 car is pretty sporty. Definitely a step up over their Darlington effort last week. As good as it looked in stage 1 last week. Austin Dillon in the top 10 for the first time today. I don't know how did Harvick lose spots on pit road like that? Byron, I imagine they probably took time to adjust some things.
Family, note the Flyers cap, and look at it. Clint, is that you on that shirt?
Yes. I thank God I didn't charge by the chin in that picture.
Wait a minute. They spelled it B-E-R.
It's perfect. It's perfect, Mike. It couldn't be any better.
Details.
Those dumbasses couldn't spell Clint Boyer's name.
Hey, they spelled it.
Yeah, I'll come get one of Daddy's beers, buddy.
Where's lot 9?
All right.
Hey, guys, you're on your own.
Stage 2, green flag. Larson, Hamlin, Blaney, Elliott. I like what I'm seeing, Steve O'Donnell. I like what I'm seeing. Low downforce, higher horsepower. 750 still not quite high enough, but I'll take it. Elliott around the outside of Hamlin takes second place. Blaney underneath Hamlin for third. Here comes Logano. Boy, this 1-2, buddy. I might have to go change my pants. Larson Elliott 1-2 for the first time this year. I like what I'm seeing.
Had some speeding penalties on that round of stops, James Davison. And Josh Berry, in Josh's defense, it's his first time in a Cup car, first time with a digital dash. He got nabbed for speeding.
Yeah, no practice, no nothing. He's learning
Kurt
a lot
Busch,
right now.
top 10, first time today.
He was speeding coming in and coming off both places. A lot of times, to be honest with you, you're off a light, you know, and that's maybe it's 3 lights and it should have been 2 lights. I tell you what, I didn't think anybody would have anything for Kyle Larson until this 9 car gets out here and it's finally.
Ooh-wee.
It'll be interesting if he can match his lap time.
So if something happens to Larson, Elliott wins. And if something happens to Elliott, Blaney wins. I'd be okay with that. It's early. But that top 3 is damn near perfect.
Early portions of this run, and let's keep an eye on that gap as we run more laps.
That's a great point. Chances are you're all but wide open on the front side of a run up here when you're in that clean air. Probably not going to make that pass early on like this, but you might be able to when you get into.
Oh boy, my stomach's growling. I am hungry all of a sudden.
4 Mustangs in the top 10. There's Keselowski 11. 1 spot.
Bowman getting right up on
Right up his
Keselowski.
tailpipe is Alex Bowman.
Yeah, boy, you know, the 2, Brad Keselowski, that team trying to recover from last week at Darlington. Just a horrific race from start to bottom. Nothing went their way. Setup was way off. But right here today, back in the hunt. At least not like what we're used to with Keselowski, but in that 11th position.
Larson, why couldn't you have done this last week? Elliott, why couldn't you have done this last week? I'm always a week off.
So Regan William Byron.
Whenever I go to a race, what I wanted to have happen usually happens the week after. Now Byron says his brakes are fucking up again. And he's barely hanging on to the top 10.
You know, the line and really starts, as we see here happening on pit road.
What am I looking at?
Oh, yeah, you see these guys, you talk about how narrow pit road is.
I'm missing something here, Jeff.
5 cars just all over one another, but that 24 car right there obviously had a little bit of an issue on that stop, got a little bit behind, and maybe it had to do something.
10th place for my pick, William Byron.
Down in the box, but I think every caution comes
Picked the
out
wrong damn Hendrick car.
The heat is going to only cause us brakes, and that brake pedal is going to throw.
Well, you get your brake fluid, you get it hot, you get it cooked, and all of a sudden now you've got air pockets and air bubbles in there, and usually that's where your long pedal comes from.
Who's been fun to watch, flying his way up through the back. He's 7 laps down.
Clint Boyer knows all about long pedals, if you know what I mean. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. I've been watching Whose Line Is It Anyway, and they play that game, if you know what I mean. And you can make anything in NASCAR sound sexy. The obvious one is she's a little loose on entry, if you know what I mean. Kyle Busch still out there running. 37th, 7 laps down. I like how his motor has to lay down for a Rick Ware racing car to outrun him.
He's got a spotter now.
Look, he sees himself now. He even has the official, you know, your earplugs, man. They're legit.
Yeah, Mike, I'm looking at the RPM on Kyle Busch in 18, and it's pretty much a mirror of cars like Kyle Larson and Ryan Blaney. No question, they got that problem rectified.
Well, it's a good thing they got Kyle Busch's electrical issues figured out now that they're 7 laps down. And now Kyle gets to go run the rest of this fucking race. I'm sure he was very disappointed to hear that they fixed that problem.
We locked in on Kyle Busch.
Or when he got back out there and saw that it was fast again. I was like, oh shit, now I gotta finish this fucking race. Larson Elliott 1-2, Blaney 3rd.
Continues to lead. We're 20 laps into stage 2.
98 to go in stage 2. I am getting so hungry. It's really starting to kick my ass now. I'm so hungry. It's feeding time. My friend's like, I was riding around looking for gas. I found a place around here that has gas. They were out of diesel, but they had regular. Shocking. I said, not really shocking. All these fucking dumb southern retards around here in their big fucking trucks were probably buying all the goddamn diesel. So, I'd say that checks out. That correlates. A lot of dumb motherfuckers driving around in big trucks around here that were dumb enough to believe that there's a gas shortage. Climate change is real. The gas shortage is not. Don't be a fucking moron. This message is brought to you by me. I think Elliot's got something for Larson, but yeah, Larson's a step ahead. Gonna stink up the show. I should have waited a week and went to Dover. The other day, my grandmother had to wait 45 minutes for gas just up the street from my house. Just because there was a big fucking line. Okay, I'm not going to say anything, but that one blonde Monster Energy chick. I'm just saying. Tight leather definitely works for her. Elliot's got Larson's lead under a second. It's 7/10. During the commercial, it was over 1.3 seconds, but it's closed in a little bit. Blaney's about 5 seconds back with Hamlin and Logano. Chris Buescher's been top 10 all day, between about 6th and 8th all day. Hamlin and Logano racing for 4th. And they just said Elliot's got a little better lap time. Stenhouse on pit road. Don't know what this is about.
A vibration has brought Ricky Stenhouse to pit road. And that'll take him off the lead lap.
Chase Briscoe back on pit road again. Still working on that car. That's somebody Kyle Busch might pass.
We saw Chase Briscoe in the stall behind. His car was off pace with some crash damage. So on pit road, still repairing that. Joey Logano's been trying the inside on Denny Hamlin, but Hamlin has such drive off the corner on top, it hasn't worked. Here's William Byron recovering, moving past Chris Buescher for second.
Yeah, even though we talked about multiple groups here at Dover, and it's widening now.
Kyle Larson is not a man to be trifled with. And neither is Chase Elliott. The two most impressive things I've ever seen in person, other than Mark Martin's winning pass at the O2 Coke 600. Chase Elliott on the Roval in 2019 when he hit the fucking wall. Okay, he started like 20th, passed the whole field, got the lead, hit the wall, had to go to the back. Chase Elliott passed the whole field like twice at the Roval with a big spoiler. That was the high downforce year, dirty air on a road course. He passed the whole field twice. Kyle Larson last week at Darlington over the last 100 laps, the way he was able to run down Truex, and then he split those lap cars. Fucking outstanding. Now what are they doing in Blaney's pit here? Ooh, yeah, that Blaney's got a hole in the right front. There's a hole. There's a hole. There's a hole in the right front of the car. Yeah, they can cover that up. That'll be fine. Pit stops are coming in about 25 laps. You can make it 25 more laps. You'll be all right. If Elliott wins, you give me $5. Well, that's awfully generous of you. William Byron's starting to come back to the front. Byron was down to 10th. He's up to 7th now. He passed Buescher, Bowman, Austin Dillon. So Byron's on the rebound here. Closing in on Kevin Harvick for 6th, actually. Maybe my day's not roasted yet.
just talked about how difficult it is to pass, and I don't know, maybe Joey saw him running down from quite a ways back, but to be able to complete that pass.
Harvick passed Logano for 5th. Move Harvick back into the top 5. Keep Joey Logano out of that top 5. So I don't have to worry about him getting lucky on pit road or strategy or something late in the race.
Really good. When I move up and try that diamond at this racetrack,
Keep him well on the lead lap so he can't fuck over Larson and Elliott at the end of the race, but keep him out of the top 5. Battle for 10th, Kurt Busch, Austin Dillon. They've been living on the edge of that top 10 all day.
Kurt Busch in the 1 trying to break into the top 10. Austin Dillon trying to hold him off.
Last car in the lead laps, Eric Almirola in 18th, Bubba Wallace 17th. He's fallen off this run. He looked pretty solid early.
Saw them last night at dinner. That new sponsorship on that car. Good looking hot rod.
That's the 1, 2, and the 3. All, I mean, there's.
They're not in the right order, though, Mike.
I know Austin Dillon does one here. This guy get the 2 ahead of the 3, though.
Harvick's going to have to get in line.
Yeah, where's the 4?
He's in the wrong place.
Oh, you know where he is? What was that we were looking for? Lot number 9? Well, I don't know how they're going to get past the 5.
They're going to have to floor it.
Floor it! They've been watching SpongeBob.
Kind of cloudy. You know,
Yeah, it's starting to get cloudy, like I said. I noticed that at the end of stage 1. It was a little cloudy on one side of the racetrack.
Kyle Larson talk about
It was bright and sunny earlier.
In this concrete racetrack, it'll heat up and that sun comes out and gets slick. Those clouds go in immediately. You pick up grip and you can do things that you couldn't do when it's hot.
William Byron continuing to work forward now on Joe
William
Logano.
Byron, 6th place, past Joe Logano. Hell yeah.
That thing is turning good. You can see.
Byron's car's coming back to him big time. Like Boyer said, it's turning really well in the center. They cut away before I can watch Byron hook that bottom in 3 and 4, but yeah, Byron's car looks good again. I'd love to see a Hendrick 1, 2, 3, or 4. I think they got a shot at 1, 2, 3 today if Byron's car keeps trending the way it's going. Oh boy, I'm hungry. Did I mention that? Because my stomach is like, brrr. We need food. Why don't I go to Facebook? Go to Twitter. Oh my god, this race is so boring. Chase Briscoe has gone to the garage. Jeff Gordon audibly excited for Hendrick cars being up front. On lap 128, Kyle Busch returns to the track. Crew chief, we're okay now. Kyle, the fuck does okay mean? How are we going to make up 7 laps? Crew chief, we're not. And Kyle Busch says, great, just a test session for cars. We're never racing here again. You know, he's got a point. Hate to agree with Kyle Busch, but when he's right, he's right.
You don't know the half of it. Now his driver's having a good day, all right?
Likes what he sees there, doesn't he?
He's having a better day.
Yeah.
All right.
Woke his buddy up now.
You don't want another on TV?
Oh, we love having fans back at the track.
That dance hasn't stopped. We've been watching him. He's still going.
I want to see him clocking in at 8 a.m. in the morning. Gonna be a little foggy.
Kyle Larson leading. Teammate Chase Elliott.
Chase Elliott closing in. Half a second now. They lap Ryan Newman with relative ease. I'm surprised. William Byron about to break into the top 5. He's catching Kevin Harvick. Harvick diamonds the corner. Byron is hooking that bottom, buddy. A lot of these guys are doing the diamond deal, but Byron. Oh, we got a wreck. Somebody hit the wall. Ah, Josh Berry. He kept going. No caution. No caution. Bounced off the wall. And he can't get to the pits. He's going to miss pit road. That's going to have to be a yellow, guys.
Now the caution's out.
Put it out. 77 car. He couldn't get to pit road. He's not going to make it back around at a safe pace. So caution's out. Boy, William Byron is just hooking that bottom, buddy. I like it. But we have a caution. Welcome back, DFS.
It's just the right front slowly going down right there. He didn't make heavy contact with the outside wall. But, you know, it's just really an unfortunate situation where it happened and the string of cars. There was just no way for Josh Berry to get down to the inside to make it to pit road.
Maybe Custer gets the free pass.
But they don't have a full season deal for him. That seat is filled with a couple of drivers, including Sam Mayer, for the rest of the year. Yeah, so what do you do with Josh Berry? He gets this one opportunity here after finishing.
I'll take William Byron on the bottom lane here.
Xfinity race. And great. We've not seen anywhere near the last.
Yeah.
Well, this guy like front tire down right here. Pit road was not open, but the 12's on pit road because I think he's got something going on in the right front.
Well, I think what they're doing, they want to take full advantage of this caution to repair that nose damage. They know the penalty will be starting at the rear of the field.
Plus, that right front tire is down, Larry.
Yeah, definitely down.
And you can see the crew member had a spacer to put on that right front, Jamie.
Yeah, Larry, we showed the pit crew talking to the pit coach. They made a whole game plan, and Todd Gordon said, bring it to us now. Let's get that damage fixed up here. So they'll go ahead and put their 4 tires on that big piece of Airbond tape that they cut so meticulously. Boom, they slapped it right on the right front there to help fill that hole and have no more issues with aero.
I tell you, that was the inside of that tire was cut down right there, and they put that spacer on. I'd say they had a little bit of a rub, maybe.
Well, it could be
From
that.
the inside.
We're hearing a lot about brake temperature. Is it possible?
I don't think the run was long enough for brake temperature. Them putting that spacer on tells me they had a little bit of a rub. They probably saw the stops before that, decided to do it. And man, talk about timing. Unfortunate for Josh Berry, but very fortunate. That saved a race car for them.
Regan?
Well, Kyle Larson for the first time all day wanting an adjustment for that race car. Just a little bit too loose this run on entry for his liking. His teammate in the number 4 car, Kevin Harvick. That race car is too loose as well.
Hey, I'm back just in time for pit stops. I have food.
His race car, still not sure what he wants any different because it's so good he doesn't know what he needs to get up.
Chase Elliott says his car is so good he doesn't know what he needs. That's a good problem to have.
Better turn. He said it took forever, it seemed, to make it turn.
Been a month or two since I had a car that good.
A big swing at it here to get it to turn, trying to keep up with the track as it goes on. So 4 tires here, air pressure as well. 22, Joey Logano, they've taken some swings at it today to make the car better, and he's been fighting the same thing as the 11. Just
Whoa.
Turn. Ooh, close by the 48.
Well, Kyle Larson keeps the lead. Elliott second. Hamlin third. Harvick fourth. Byron fifth.
Our race off pit road. 173 laps completed. Dover, we're under caution.
What's that bootleg Walk This Way they were playing as they went to commercial? That was like the WCW entrance theme version of Walk This Way, if they had ever had one. You guys remember the knockoff themes in WCW? Like DDP came out to a bootleg version of Smells Like Teen Spirit. Jericho came out to Even Flow, but it was a bootleg version. Raven had Come As You Are. Vince Russo had Iron Man. Jeff Jarrett had Cowboy by Kid Rock. Oh, the late 90s. Sing a Bon Jovi song. These days, the stars ain't out of reach. There you go. You'll never get me to seriously sing. These days. These Days is a good album. I don't listen to Bon Jovi anymore, but that album holds up. My favorite Bon Jovi albums are New Jersey, Keep the Faith, and These Days. That band was on fire. Even if they were a chicky band. I've had several conversations with Doc McGee, who manages Kiss, and he used to manage Bon Jovi. So I've got all kinds of good Bon Jovi stories I could tell you. A Sonoma commercial. I'm so happy Sonoma's happening. I've missed that track so much. It's always one of my favorite races to watch every year. Oh, good God.
Let's check in on Clint's Stage 2 game. If you tried to win Clint's money, who did you pick for best finishing position in Stage 2? Well, if you didn't pick Kyle Larson, why not? Oh, this guy? This handed. You know who he picked.
Hey, his guy's on the list.
His phone's going to ring, and she's not going to be happy.
100% it's going to be the wife.
All right, the free pass went to Cole Custer. Corey LaJoy had an uncontrolled tire penalty.
Green flag. Ryan Blaney had a pit road penalty.
That line really has trouble. Very hard to...
Larson and Elliott launch out front. No surprise there. Hamlin slots into third in front of Kevin Harvick. William Byron on the bottom underneath Harvick for fourth. Watch Byron on this bottom here. Ooh, ooh. Well, I was going to say watch him on the bottom, but he touched the apron and got a little loose.
This situation right here is so hard on low tire pressure right here. Your car's loose. Pulling that thing off in the corner, driving it off in there with Kevin Harvick right on your outside. Very, very, very tricky.
Harvick went up the hill there. Byron takes the spot.
Byron's so fast.
Uh-oh, look at that. Larson, Elliott 1-2. Byron 4th. Bowman 6th.
On Kevin Harvick.
We might have 4 in the top 5 here in a minute.
4th and 6th.
How about this fight back for him? Remember, he got the free pass not too long ago. Now he's working, trying to get in the top 10 and 11th spot.
Definitely got the car a lot better. All it takes is those adjustments. And you talked about this, you know, having the ability to dig yourself out of that pole. You know that car's, they don't know that car very much. It certainly probably hasn't been on the track. So trying to figure out what it needs, making some quick adjustments, getting him what he needs, and obviously right back in the thick of things.
Chris Buescher still in the thick of it. His 17 has run more laps in the top 10 today than in his previous 10 starts here.
I don't think
Wow.
you can say enough about the job that they're doing. It's just week in and week out, consistency pays off. And I tell you what, they're doing a great job.
Not anymore, Clint. You got to win.
But honestly,
They don't care about consistency anymore.
I mean, I think it's okay to say that because of the results that we've seen.
I think Denny Hamlin's walking around all depressed. He's consistent, but he hasn't won a fucking race.
Many years ago, but they haven't.
And he knows that's all that matters now.
It's very refreshing for Chris Buescher and this race organization to start to show some speed week in and week out.
Definitely changed my opinion and my attitude towards it, for sure.
Brad Keselowski had an off week.
Oh, Brad, look out.
Darlington, and whoa,
He got up into Truex a little bit.
I don't know if they got into one or not, but it was close.
It's almost like that situation we saw with Bubba Wallace and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. earlier, where maybe the 2-car Keselowski had a little bit of a moment and the 19 reacted. Yeah,
2 got loose.
And the 2 came up the racetrack.
I've been wondering all day what the hell happened to Bill and Matty D, Michael. There's literally nothing wrong. De Benedetto was running 27th in stage 1. Bill's not on the lead lap either. He's been running 20s. They just they have it today.
That's exactly what's happening. These weather conditions are definitely driving these crews crazy. The 2 of Brad Keselowski before that stop said the balance was better. Air pressure was too high on the restart, so they dropped it a little bit. Now he's reporting, as you guys saw, he's loose.
Well, if it's too high on the restarts, he's chasing long run speed. My car falls off a little bit too much. All right, let me go down on the air pressure. Probably going to hurt me on the front side, but it'll last longer.
I tell you, nothing would drive you crazier, not just as a driver, but as a crew chief, when that sun is going in and out on this concrete racetrack. How do you keep up with the conditions and the changes? Because, you know, you basically got to play the clouds, Mike. You got to look at those clouds and figure out what you think the conditions are going to do over the next run and make your adjustments accordingly.
We're about to have 400 cars in the top 5. I'm excited.
And looking off to the west, we're going to be
Larson's checking out again.
all day long with
Good God.
big clouds.
Kyle Larson has reached God tier status.
One time, and then the next time it doesn't. Where it really becomes interesting is at the end of this race. You know, at these stage breaks and stuff like that, when the money's on the line, which side of this are you on?
In my opinion, too, you know, we talk about concrete, right? Doesn't seem to be as temperature sensitive, but when the rubber lays down on this racetrack, to me, that rubber is affected by the sun, probably more so than the actual concrete surface itself.
That's a great point. It seems like you obviously put more down because it's hot, because it's slick, you're scrubbing tires, but definitely way slicker.
So you adapt.
Way.
He was hooking the bottom in 3 and 4. And look what he does down here. Gets right down in turn 1. And last time, he went almost all the way up to the wall. And then diamonded it back in turn number 2. He's got traffic ahead now.
Well, what I like about that is he's searching around this racetrack. He's trying to find something. And it's amazing, this racetrack, you can be on the bottom and feel like, hey, that's the most grip my car has. And all of a sudden you go, I'm going to go around this lap car and I'm going to move up high. And now you realize there's more grip up top. But sometimes it only lasts a few laps and you got to move back down to the bottom.
That is such a good point and such a valid point. You start running up there and your crew chief's in your
Clint said that's a good point and a valid point.
Lap times are better.
Yeah, it's the same.
You're pulling on that wheel, scrubbing. I know it's 2 tenths faster, but
How the fuck is Almirola top 10? He was like a lap down most of this race.
That's a hard thing to determine in the race car. The other thing, going back to
Chris Buescher's not doing so well now. He's 14th. I don't know what that's about.
Trying to make this, you know, a bigger racetrack and not pulling that wheel as hard.
Yeah, you bring up a good point. When you run the higher line, the amount of speed you carry into the center of the corner, your usually wheel input is there and it scrubs that right front, builds that right front pressure up.
Go to commercial. I'm hungry. I need more food.
Makes the car go away much faster if you try to run that high line.
7th is the best battle on the racetrack. Joey Logano and Kurt Busch, Brad Keselowski closing right up on them. I was saying earlier, as they go side by side, Keselowski had an off day last week at Darlington. It turns out they had to make some personnel changes. And some parts and pieces got into the race car, not as they would have liked, they found out on Monday.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a product of, hey, I think it was COVID protocol, but you got your crew chief and your car chief were.
I turned my fan off for like 5 minutes, and now it's hotter than the devil's dick in here.
It'll bite you.
I turned my fan off because I didn't want it blowing in the mic.
This little thing get in your day.
I think I've got it pointed to where it's not blowing in the mic.
That's good to see.
I think.
Now Austin Dillon is going past still. Eric
If it's blowing in the mic, I apologize.
Look at this, teammates. Brad Keselowski.
Ain't no teammates. Brad doesn't like Joey.
Close.
Here comes Dillon flying into the corner saying, I want a piece of this.
Yeah, I'd love to go back and see him. We're going to watch it right here. So you can see Brad has a run on his teammate Joey Logano, goes into the corner. The car is going to get loose.
Woohoo, Brad.
Just gets loose.
Ah! I wish he would have taken him out.
Into the teammate.
You can see
He made contact with Joey.
That cuts his tire down. It'll be an awkward Monday.
Oh man,
Well, hopefully it cut the 22's tire down.
That left rear tire, but boy, it did push it in.
So you were saying earlier,
Get my hopes up. Get me all excited.
How you can feel that coming.
Sorry, guys. It's my first day.
All the above on that one right there. The other thing is you don't expect it. It's your
That
teammates, so
Keselowski was a mystery in that race last week, but I'm glad they shed some light on it because me and Dylan, you know, we were at the race. We were totally confused in person. We were like, what the fuck is wrong with Keselowski? Why are they like 23rd? Like, the fuck? We were just totally confused, but now we know. I'll be right back. I'm going to grab more food during this commercial. I'm back. Sorry about the silence. Sure you enjoyed it though. Gets old hearing me babble after a while. William Byron's up to 3rd place. Would you look at that? And Alex Bowman's 5th. There you go. We got 4 in the top 5. We can just get that fucking 11 car out of 4th. This will be the best race I've ever watched. Halfway through the race, we got 4 in the top 5. Robert, nothing personal, but I'm going to need your boy to fuck off. I mean, I ain't worried. I guess I'm glad that I've got 4 cars in the top 5, and the only other one in the top 5 is Hamlin, and he ain't going to win. Even if something bad happens to all 4 of us.
Kurt Busch, Austin Dillon, and Brad Keselowski are not in that order. Kurt Busch, Brad Keselowski, and Austin Dillon, they finally got it in order. 1, 2, 3, baby.
So you're saying that Kevin Harvick has to back up 3 spots?
Isn't that amazing? I guess you just don't
So
see
Busch,
that very
Keselowski,
often.
and Austin Dillon are running 7th, 8th, and 9th. 1, 2, 3. Fucking Freemasons are rigging NASCAR again. Somebody get Zachary Hubbard in here.
That'll be 1, 2, 3, 4 for Hendrick Motorsports.
Might get a picture on.
Yeah, let Hamlin stay in that top 5 with my boys so I feel better about their chances.
And I tell you what, Alex Bowman, this 48 team, Greg Ives, they've had to work for this.
Yeah.
He was not this good about 50, 60 laps ago.
That's a good point. And that's a benefit of having those teammates out there hauling the mail. Hey, what's the old 9 and a 5 ball got in it? Let's change our air pressures around.
There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And Denny Hamlin's in 5th. This is perfect. Greatest race all year. I am happy.
Hamlin made a move on him a lap ago, and it may take him a lap or 2 here to regroup. Earlier, we heard about brake issues for William Byron and possibly Alex Bowman, but no talk of that recently.
Clean air will fix that. And maybe they pulled some tape finally on these brake ducts for these guys too. Finally got enough air in there to keep these brakes a little cooler.
And there's more to the cut and paste saga of Ryan Blaney's repairs. Jamie.
I did get to the bottom of it, Jeff. You just mentioned the brake ducts. Well, on that right front side of Blaney's car, how did it cut the tire? This. Look at the crush panel from the 14 came off and went through the side, the right front side of the 12 car of Blaney. Cut the tire, cut the brake rod
got to pit road so fast, he saw that.
So Chase Briscoe's back on the track. Bob Pucker said on Twitter a little while ago that he went to the garage.
So that was what allowed the truck to get off pit road as quick as he did.
A lot bigger hole, a lot bigger problem than we thought right there. Big chunk of debris.
And he's our last car on the lead lap. So right now, fighting to stay on that lead lap. If they could do that, you had a fast race car, so maybe they could get that car back up front.
You know, but we talk about temperature and things like that. I mean, that's such an important part. Those brake ducts.
When you said "screw you, Dale," it made me think of when Carl Edwards said "screw you, Brad."
That's all compiles to a pretty big issue.
What's wrong with old Joey Logano? He's dropped to 13th. What a shame. Oh, shit, that means he's going to have to go a lap down. You know what? Like I said, we got 4 in the top 5. I ain't worried.
So you can take your time, take as much time as you need to fix it, repair it. Now he's back out there, 50 laps down.
I want a repeat of Roush here in like 2008 when it was Edwards, Biffle, and Kenseth racing for the win. I want that with all 4 Hendrick cars. I think that was 2008, wasn't it?
You know, Mike, you talk about Hendrick Motorsports running 1, 2, 3, 4. The last time we were here, race number 2 of August, they had 3 that, I know they didn't win the race, but they had 3 drivers finish in the top 5. So they kind of just picked up right where they left off.
Oh, Jimmy Johnson was good at Dover last year, remember? Remember the first Dover race last year, Byron ran like 24th, and the next day he was a top 5 car.
Is the youngest multi-car team in the field. Average driver age of 26.
I'd say Stuart Haas Racing would be the youngest team other than Hendrick, but Kevin Harvick and Eric Almirola hurt that average.
Planning for the future over at Hendrick Motorsports, and it's hard to believe Chase Elliott now is the kind of the leader.
Joe Logano's receding hairline gives him an aerodynamic advantage. He's pushing for an open head helmet because his little bushy pubic hair he has on his head to get less drag. We got a battle for the lead in heavy lap traffic. Larson to the bottom, lap cars up high. Chase Elliott goes middle. That's a real battle for the lead. Chase is there.
They made a pit stop. They got him back out on track and up to minimum speed. When that happens, the damaged vehicle clock stops. Then they had a mechanical issue, went to the garage, fixed it. Now they're back.
Elliott right on Larson's tail as they work this traffic. Alex Bowman up to 30, past William Byron. Come on, Bowman. Leave the 24 alone. The 24 is who the money's riding on. Larson got some separation on Elliott that time, going down the back. Ryan Blaney's last car in the lead lap in 19th. I don't see him ahead of Larson yet. He must have some there. Well, yeah, he's got some distance. Larson can't even see Blaney yet. 26 to go, stage 2. Larson really did a good job of getting through that lap traffic better than Chase. He stretched it out on him again.
Kyle Larson. 95 complete in stage 2. 25 to go.
I'll be back in a moment. Alrighty. Yeah, Robert, I'm kind of like you. My money's on Byron, but if Byron can't win, I kind of want Chase to win so we can have another new winner. But, like, Larson really deserves to win, and he's been fucked out of several wins already this year. So, there's positives to any one of these top 4 cars winning today for me. Obviously, I'm a Hendrick fan. That's it. Best race ever. Couldn't be happier. LeBron James has a better hairline than Joey. That's absolutely right. Just another Dover race, boys, but it's easier to watch when the people you like are running up front. Why couldn't they have done this last week instead of me having to watch Truex pace the field all day? Matt DiBenedetto 24th, Bell 25th. That's really shocking. Kyle Busch is up to 33rd. Kyle Busch has gained 4 spots this run. COTA next week. 3 straight days of awesome racing. I think they're doing 3 straight. Or are they doing Trucks and Xfinity on the same day? I can't remember. I'll have to look at the schedule. I know Cup's on Sunday, like always, but I'd like to see Xfinity and Trucks on the same day. That'd be fun. Chase Elliott closing back in. Anytime there's a break in traffic, Elliott closes in on Larson. But Larson's handling the traffic better. That tells me that he can pretty much put his car anywhere he wants.
Visit vaccines.gov or text your zip code to GetVax 438829. We're giving vaccinations here at the track at Dover this weekend, and if you go to Talladega Super Speedway and get your vaccination, you can drive a couple laps on the track.
Now that's a fucking deal. Go get vaccinated at Talladega if you're going to go get vaxxed anywhere, so you can run laps at Talladega. I got vaccinated at a Walmart. That wasn't nearly as cool. Well, remember, we're going to have practice for Circuit of the Americas. We're going to have practice next week. I'm excited for that. I will be watching. Elliott right on Larson again here. They got a 4-second gap ahead of Bowman.
In close formation here as the Hendrick cars run 1, 2, 3, 4. Larson, Elliott in second.
It's like 2014 all over again. This many Hendrick cars.
He is 3.8 seconds back.
Remember when Dale Jr. finally became God level at Hendrick? Casey Kane was the odd driver out.
4 seconds back, but he was about a tenth and a half fast.
I suspect that first practice at COTA next week is going to be very entertaining.
After leading 21 laps early.
I hope they announce, because they're going to have practice for the 600 as well, I'm pretty sure, and qualifying. I hope they just say, good news. Starting now, we'll have practice and qualifying every week. I hope they bring that back.
That victory, but man, he is always in the top 5 like he is right now.
Kevin Harvick is the first.
You think with the TV networks getting on their ass about it, we'd have practice by now.
Back at 7th, Kurt Busch's Camaro. Here's Regan.
Ross Chastain running top 15 again. That's several races in a row. We've noticed a big jump in performance for Ganassi. I feel like it's a big jump. Kurt Busch is 7th.
Brad Keselowski coming into the picture. His Penske Mustang. He's in 8th, 10 seconds back. And we go 1, 2, 3. Austin Dillon in 9th place in his Childress Camaro.
Nice job by RCR Tyler Reddick, just right behind him.
Reddick impressed me at Darlington last week. Almirola still top 10. Good to see some new color on that 10 car. I get tired of looking at that paint scheme though.
And behind him, Tyler Reddick.
Well, Tyler Reddick right now is very loose with the race car, but he's been working on his lines, in particular on entry. A guy that we typically see on the top side of the racetrack as he goes to the top right now has been moving all around this racetrack trying to find the grip.
After leading 16 laps early, Martin Truex now seems mired in 12th place.
Well, if he comes back and win, that race win diecast will be nice with the big silver tape on the nose. I got to watch practice at Circuit of the Americas because I got to learn the track. I've never really watched anything at COTA before, so I got to learn the track. I've been running the Indy road course this week myself to try to remember every nuance to it, because that Xfinity race last year, I loved it, but I was lost half the day. I'm like, where the fuck are they? What corner is this?
That's where he sits 15 back, 19 seconds back. Ross Chastain just needs to have a good, solid day today. That's just
Chastain, 13th now. He passed Joe Logano.
Expectations, at least for me, for Ross Chastain. Finally getting that opportunity with Chip Ganassi Racing to get behind the wheel.
Might have a repeat of Darlington here. It's 9 to go in the stage, and Bubba Wallace's last car on the lead lap.
The Truck Series, the Xfinity Series, finally starting to get a pretty solid run here to build on.
Suarez underneath Logano.
Suarez trying to take it to Joey Logano, who restarted 7th and has
Joey's car is toast, buddy.
I'm going to say right here, this 99 of Daniel Suarez, Travis Mack, that crew chief, Trackhouse Racing, that Justin Marks has put together a great group of people, and working with Richie Jonas.
Boy, this stage 3 is going to be rough. If this race stays how it is, you guys are going to be falling asleep in here.
Enough about them, week in and week out. I mean, you talk about Stardust team, the comparable to 23 car, they are outperforming them tenfold.
Yeah, Chastain is really improving in the last month. It's been noticeable. They fucked themselves out of a top 10 last week, but they're making ground. I think he can get a top 10 today. I think he can get around Reddick, Dillon, and Almirola, and even Truex. Really, the only cars I'm sure are going to be top 5, top 10 are that top 6 right now. Larson, Elliott, Bowman, Byron, Hamlin, Harvick. They're the ones. But everybody else, I feel, from 7th on back, the race is a mystery. Anybody can jump up there.
Then the last car on the lead lap is Bubba Wallace, 23 seconds back in 19th. Thanks, Bubba, for wearing the Fox Visor cam this week, showing what builders really like. He is last on the lap.
Right there.
Yeah, wow.
Throttle on and off, steering wheel back to the right, sliding off the corner. But I tell you what, he's had an eventful day. We've showed him several times to some close calls as he's been racing really aggressively, and great job of him staying on the lead lap.
You go back to the in-car of listening to Martin Truex. You can tell by his heart rate and his voice how loose that thing was. I'm telling you, the workload, when your car's loose and you're on the verge out of control, it is wild in there.
But I feel for James Small right now. How do you fix that? How do you fix a car that's super loose getting in the corner and really tight in the center?
Well, that's a great question. And how many times, Jeff, have you tried too hard? That is the thing. When you have a car that's not turning, the front end's not turning, and you
Cody Ware's top 30. Holy fuck, Cody Ware's 29th. Kyle Busch up to 31st. He's gained 6 spots since they got that motor figured out.
Eric Jones is also 2 laps down, 43. And there's the free pass car, Ryan Preece.
Ryan Preece is 2 laps down, and he's the free pass car. Everybody from 20th on back is 2 laps down or more.
Tour race last night at Riverhead, Long Island. Had a flat tire, got into the wall.
Well, hopefully Texas Motor Speedway disappears now that Eddie Gossage is stepping down, and COTA gets to keep its cup race. Because right now COTA's got that cup race because Texas Motor Speedway has the lease and they get all the money for it. Here's Bubba Wallace, last lap of the stage. I think he's going to stay on the lead lap. Bubba's going to stay on the lead lap. Solidly on the lead lap. Larson got a big run into 3 here, but Bubba's just got a block off of 4. Yeah, Bubba stays on the lead lap, and Kyle Larson wins stage 2. Hendrick Motorsports top 4. Matt Kenseth being so bad in that 42 last year let me know how far Ganassi has fallen, and I've said on this stream before, Ganassi struggles. I link that to losing the DC Solar deal. That was a lot of sponsorship dollars. They lost that DC Solar money. And ever since, it's been weird. Their Xfinity team had to close and all that. Stage 3. I know we don't want a boring race, but I'd just kind of like to see that top 4 stay the same. You know, I keep saying how I want to go to Charlotte, but only if I don't have to pay for it because I'm going to Daytona in August. I want to go to the Xfinity race more than anything at Charlotte. But if I go to one, I'm going to want to go to all 3 races that weekend. So that's a struggle. Michigan 2.0. Michigan only has 1 race this year, probably for the best. I love that track, but they butchered it, and the cars suck. Michigan's one of my favorite tracks to drive in any NASCAR game. Ah.
Welcome back to Fox NASCAR, presented by Credible.com. End of stage 2. 6th time that Kyle Larson has led more than...
Kyle Larson swept the stages. He's definitely doomed now.
And we thought
It's the kiss of death.
Truex absolutely dominate here. Truex did lead the first 16 laps, but since then, he has been hanging right between 10th and 13th position.
That kid's wearing the Kyle Larson shirt I almost bought last week before I discovered my love of diecast cars.
Because Amarolla's made a nice comeback, but you see that Kyle Larson shirt there enjoying being up there.
Oh, Jeff Gordon's like, yeah, look at that Kyle Larson shirt. I get a cut of that.
With the Tyler Reddick shirt, he's in the top 10.
Yeah.
2 RCR cars in the top 10.
Chevrolet's showing some strength right there at the end of that second stage.
Top 4
When's the last time you've had
7 of the top 10
fucking A?
with Hamlin's Toyota,
Reddick, Dillon, Kurt Busch, and the 4 Hendrick cars. That's a lot of Chevrolets.
cars on the lead lap. And we will stay that way because the free-pass car is Priest, and he is 2 laps down. We'll go to pit road and Regan.
Well, the very first pit box is going to be that of William Byron, that race car right now. It's a little bit too free as he runs for him. He's still having to continue to manage those brakes some, especially early in the runs. Your leader, Kyle Larson, that race car was better this run. Very concerned, though, that the 9 was better on the long run than he was.
Elliott was better than Larson, but Larson handled that traffic better.
Not a word on the radio. No complaints at all from him. Jamie?
11 and Denny Hamilton is really good.
I remember the chase race at Dover in 2013. I was convinced Dale Jr. had it won. We had 4 fresh tires, and Jimmy Johnson, I think, might have took 2. And the motherfucker still beat us, and I was so goddamn mad. Because I was convinced, I'm like, oh, hell yeah, Junior's got this shit. Larson the leader, Bowman up to 2nd, Chase Elliott 3rd, Byron 4th. 48 team was on point. Kurt Busch, and now we got an all Chevy top 5. Kurt Busch is up to 5th.
But still got him up to 2nd. Nice job, Kurt Busch.
Chevrolet.
Doing a bit of nose repair to his
Right back.
22.
Let's dial up on Chase Elliott, man. I guarantee if he saw that fan in the stand, he'd be pumped up. Let's see what he's got here. Hey, Chase Elliott, Boyer, Gordon, Mike Joy up in the booth. You got us?
Yes, sir.
Man, got a pretty good piece here. You see that 5 car? He's close. Think you can get to him?
Yeah, I don't know how many times I've read that back bumper, but hopefully I can But yeah, really been fairly happy with the car. Just trying to find that little bit to make the right move.
Well, man, good luck here. It's going to be exciting. You guys are putting on a show. The Hendrick boys are looking good.
Sweet, appreciate it. Y'all have fun.
Oh, we're having fun, and so
It's a beautiful sight. Boy, Jeff Gordon cannot hide. He said, "Oh, I'm having fun." Well, yeah. Jeff Gordon can barely contain his excitement now that all four of them are up front. He was laughing at Kyle Busch blowing up, and now he's all giddy. Beautiful scene. Yep. Kyle Busch, 29th. Hey, as many cars as Larson's putting multiple laps down, Kyle Busch is going to gain some more spots. Get those valuable points that don't mean shit. Points don't matter. It's just like who I've been watching Whose Line Is It Anyway all week. It's just like that. The points don't matter. Welcome to NASCAR, where everything's made up and the points don't matter. That's right. The points are just like winning the pole and qualifying. Does not matter. Don't get me wrong. I still want to have qualifying back. $1,000 people get to split 10th. Wow, $9 a piece. They made more money than I made this week. As far as bets go, I could have won 25 yesterday on Josh Berry, and these fuckers get $9 each for Clint Boyer's money. That'd be the one week I'd win. I'd win the money on a week like that where 1,000 people get it right. The guy dressed as Kyle Busch is leaving, and he turned around and did a bow.
Gosh, it's so fun to see kids in the racetrack. Dad, don't explain it to him. Just don't. Kyle, by the way, is still out there. I mean, they are doing yeoman.
All right, stage 3. Larson, Bowman, Byron, Elliott. Don't wreck each other. Set sail, bitch. See you on the other side. Go green from now to the end. Larson launches out there. Gets the lead. Elliott's on the outside of Bowman. Bowman clears him off of 2, and Bowman's got to run at Larson for the lead. And Keselowski, Hamlin, and Harvick are 3 wide. Oh. Where did that run come from for Bowman? He caught Kyle Larson, even though we had Elliott that was outside taking the air off of him off of 2. Oh, Brad, hang on. Brad just about wrecked Harvick. Now's the time to get all these spots, because you just know this race is going to go green at least 100 laps of green. We might get a caution in here somewhere, but this has got a long green run feel to it today. They're busting ass right now. We're inside 150 to go. And now we're going to a full screen replay. Even though Bowman is all over Larson for the lead, we can't see it. Oh my God, I totally saw that one happen. Now we go to a Harvick on board and a replay. Show the fucking race for the lead. God. Now Larson's starting to drive away. We missed the battle. Larson holds off Bowman. Byron's third. Elliott's back to fourth. We never even saw what happened there.
If I'm them guys right now, I'm just going to try to ride.
Hey, Willie B, now's the time to turn it on before that 5 car gets away.
I don't think you have any chance of beating him on this short half, the first 15 laps or so.
Yeah, don't over-abuse your tires, trying to put a ton of pressure on them in those first few laps. I agree with that, Kurt. Unless you got a legit, I think that's what Bowman was thinking there. He thought he might have a legitimate shot of getting position on Kyle Larson and went for it right there. And then since then, he's like, you know what, I'm going to keep some clean air in the nose. How about Kurt Busch now into the top 5?
Kurt Busch is 5th. He came out of the pits 5th, and he held it on the restart, too. Nice job. All Chevy top 5. When's the last time that was a thing?
Nice job choosing that outside lane. Remember, it's the choose rule. When they come down to that start-finish line with 1 to go, they get to choose inside or outside.
Kurt Busch, former Dover winner of 2011.
Right and not outside that time.
In the middle of a mental health crisis, Kurt Busch won Dover in 2011. Do you guys remember how psycho Kurt Busch was his last year at Penske?
On the bottom, I mean, you're such at a disadvantage.
He was having himself a crisis.
The track is slicker down there. They have the momentum on the outside, and you have to respond to that leader when he goes.
It's so easy to, when you respond, to spin those tires, especially 750 horsepower.
Well, he's already on the throttle. You're trying to react to that. He's already a beat ahead of you, and then you get on the gas trying to keep up and spin the tires.
I'm back at 15th and 16th. Joey Logano, who had a long stop, and right behind him.
Does my heart good to see Joe Logano outside the top 10.
Started this race 24th. I talked to him before he got in his race car. He said, I love this place. He's had 4 top 10s here. He won the Xfinity Series race here in 2016. I said, what would you be happy with today? He said, we can be a top 10 car. They just told him he has top 6 speed right now. If they could just keep it clean and keep knocking him off, they've been slowly moving their way forward.
A lap around Talladega might be enough to convince the dumb boomers to take the goddamn vaccine.
Denny Hamlin 8th, Austin Dillon top 10. We mentioned Logano and Suarez 15th and 16th, and Ryan Newman back at 23rd, 3 laps back after a top 10 last week.
Pretty stout family of drivers, the old Cook family always has been.
Jamie?
Update Joey Logano. He's been mired back just a little bit. It's hard to see from here. I know our camera guy's doing an incredible job, but he too has a
Ross Chastain is 12th. A little better this run than the last. Blaney stayed on the lead lap at the end of stage 2. He's 11th now. Hamlin's dropped to 8th.
We saw when that tape came off right before the end of stage 2. He dropped about 8 spots.
Interesting race.
So that must have been that tape coming off the grill and how much that's affecting the front downforce and overall downforce of that 22 car.
And Logano without his crew chief this week.
Kyle Larson fishtailing off a 4, but he's still fast.
140 laps to go. This final stage.
Yep, this is the boring part of the race. Everybody talk amongst yourselves. Larson winning, you're happy. Me too. I'd be a little happier if it was Byron, because I'd get money. Or Chase, because Michael said he'd give me $5 if Chase wins. Oh, I should have had that 25 yesterday. I got my 10 at Darlington in the Xfinity race, but think of all the money I should have had this year. Just for fucking betting on races. That Kyle Busch dude in the fire suit was good, wholesome fun. That was actually funny. I was scrolling Twitter and saw a box of Krispy Kreme donuts. Fuck me. I miss eating stuff like that. Ken Schrader racing in Toledo, school bus figure 8. The fuck? We used to race buses in GTA 4 where you could race prison buses. I miss those days playing that online. You guys never played GTA 4 online, you're missing out. It was way better than GTA 5. Period. Period. That's period with a T on the end. Ooh, the Credit One base wants to watch. We got nothing else to talk about.
Yeah, one to watch. Mike, this is going to be really easy. Last time that Kyle Larson was here at Dover in 2019, he won, and he's going to win today.
I put a lot of thought into this. I decided to roll the dice. I'm going with Kyle Larson in the 5 car. Hey, it's my pick, boys. Kyle Larson.
They're all picking Kyle Larson. That's funny.
The only person that's going to beat Kyle Larson.
Stop jinxing him.
It's Kyle Larson.
But I'm okay. We got 3 just as good options right behind him.
It's Kyle Larson all the way today.
4 times he swept both stages. Didn't get to victory lane. 5 times he's led over 155 laps. Didn't get to victory lane. Do you think today's the day? And that's our Credit One Bank one to watch. Hope you enjoyed it.
How can
Did you say one or one to watch?
just one, Larry. Just one.
Martin Truex, 16th. That card's even worse.
Meanwhile, his teammates are
Chris Buescher, 19th, tail end of the lead lap. Byron Elliott racing hard for 3rd.
All within 4 seconds of the lead.
Yeah, it's actually a great race back here. It's just not for the lead.
Just not
Sounds like Darlington last week. Great race everywhere except the lead.
All over this racetrack all day long. Maybe it's not been up front for the lead, but we have seen tremendous racing. I think this package, the low downforce, higher horsepower, and the tire that Goodyear's brought here is really making this track widen out. Lots of passing, lots of great action.
Well, I said it in the pre-race. You know, you talk about sensation of speed, the workload on the drivers. You flat haul the mail around this place.
Is he flat flying?
It's very hard to
Kyle Larson's flat flying. Who used to say that? I'll give you a cookie.
Very, very challenging going the speeds that you do at Dover to be dicing it up.
Well, Clint thinks it must be time to crank it for Kyle. But that's what we're going to do.
Kyle it up. I mean, crank it up. Should blast my TV at 100 and put the microphone right up to it. They do crank it up. Just run you guys out of here. Harvick's car looks a little better now. He's caught Kurt Busch. That's some alliteration. Caught Kurt Busch. Caught Kurt Busch, caught Kurt Busch, caught Kurt Busch. I can say that a few times really fast. There's Matty D, who should have just stayed home today. You know, this race reminds me today of why I haven't played my NASCAR 05 career mode in a while. Because Dover's the next race, and fuel mileage at Dover in that game is fucking bullshit. So I'm doing a 48 lap race at Dover. I can go about 22 laps on fuel, but everybody else in the race can go like 25 or 26 and make it on one fucking stop. And it pisses me off. I have to run out of gas and coast around an extra lap just to try to get to like lap 23, 24. So I got frustrated last time and said, I don't feel like doing Dover. And here I am a few months later, I haven't played it. They love cranking up during races like this because they ain't got shit to talk about. We got 120 laps to go. Do a crossword puzzle or something. I often wonder if I wasn't a streamer at certain points in these races now, would I be playing something on my computer? Well, that's looking awfully rainy over there near 3 and 4. You guys see that? There was only like a 15% chance of rain today, but over behind 3 and 4, it looks pretty blue, like dark blue. It's cloudy. Keep an eye on that. If it sprinkles, just do us a favor and call the race.
Hendrick house cleaning. Rick Hendrick's 4 Camaros have been in positions 1, 2, 3, 4 for the last 80 laps now. But change is going to come because green flag pit stops may be on the horizon, and that's the chatter on all the radios. Brad Keselowski talking about green flag versus a caution flag stop.
Gonna have to make green flag stops today if it stays this way. Dead or alive. It's all the same. Only the names have changed. I'll sing that whole album if you buy me a race ticket for the if you buy me the $90 weekend pass for the 600 in a couple weeks. I will sing an entire Bon Jovi album and post it. I have Venmo and PayPal.
And that car's going to turn much better, and there's where you want the stability that Brad was asking.
That's good communication for anybody, especially a filling crew chief. You know, Brad obviously
I'm a cowboy on a steel horse I ride.
Right question to get the right result.
The track takes
It doesn't really matter which Hendrick car's running second. Why does that tire look like it's got little sperms all over it? Oh, it's the rubber buildup. That's what the inside of a uterus can look like. Look at that tire.
There's nothing worse. What you see right there. How about a caution comes out at the end of these things?
Boyer, don't say the C word at the start of a sentence.
It's like being on marbles when you drive off into the
No, I didn't see Jimmy in the IndyCar race. God, I haven't watched any fucking IndyCar. They need to stop scheduling their fucking races in the middle of NASCAR, god damn it. And that's NBC's fault, and it's Fox's fault for these late start times for NASCAR. Surely they can coordinate and get better start times.
Well, let's check in with our crew chief and see what he's mulling over for this next stop, Larry.
Yeah, well, the thing I'm looking at is if we stay green, when do you make the green flag pit stop? I go back to our PNC race strategy. If you split this stage in half, they're going to pit
split it in half.
around lap 320 to 325, which is 70
It's the only way to do it.
laps ago, which is still a few laps from now. But I think, going back to that strategy again,
You saw that damn tire.
is pretty decent. Do you roll the dice and try to run it out as far as a fuel run? That way you can go about another 20 or 25 laps, and you hope to get a caution, and you put guys that have pitted under green down a lap. I think you might see two different theories here if we indeed get that far under green.
Well, one thing that I'm seeing, Larry, that's a lot different than what we had last week at Darlington. We saw 2-3 seconds of fall off during a.
You know what Anthony Alfredo's been good at doing this year? Getting in the way.
Here it's about a second, maybe second and 2 or 3 tenths of fall off over this run so far at this point. So having to jump down pit road as fast as somebody else does, not quite as important. You can stretch out there, stay out there a little bit longer, hope you catch a caution. Not a long time, but a little bit longer.
And those cautions may come at a track like this. Yeah. This is a very tricky pit road and things like that. On the entrance, you could very easily get a caution.
Usually by somebody trying to get the pit road.
Right. Haven't seen much of that today. The only caution for cause was when Chase Briscoe cut a tire and got up and into the turn 1 wall. Otherwise,
let's talk about why those cautions come out too. Jeff, we talked about this earlier in the week. You are going so fast. I've said that time and time again. You're going so fast on this racetrack, and we saw it in the pre-race with Matt Kenseth. I'll never forget that day. When you dip down off this concrete surface on the asphalt.
Everybody wants to talk about when Matt Kenseth hit the fucking barrels at Dover.
That being said, you got to do all of the stopping. When I say
Oh, yeah, it's obvious. When Rick Hendrick steps down, Jeff Gordon's going to run that team. I mean, he's already basically doing it. That's definitely going to happen.
You do that on the racetrack. Now you know what happens? You're looking in your mirror. Is anybody coming? Do they know you're coming to pit road? Because the last thing you want to do is
I don't think my tomorrow is going to suck too bad. I got to go paint this building. I've already put 2 coats on the outside. Now we got to do the trim. Won't take long. I think we got some rain coming this week, so I might catch a break a couple of days. I'll try to live stream on those days.
14 seconds off the lead and one of 7 Camaros in the top 10.
There's Richard Childress.
Childress right there. Owner of that race team. I tell you what, Chevys came to play here in Dover today.
2 RCR cars still in the top 10. Dylan and Reddick are 9th and 10th.
His cars in the top 10 right there, doing a great job.
Dylan 9th, Reddick 10th. And separated by about a half. We're going to use our Fox Ghost car to show you the drop-off between new tires and tires that have...
So here's our NASCAR on Fox Ghost car, and you can see Kyle Larson on his fresh tires is faster than he would be on old tires. Thanks for the insight there.
You see the speed difference, man. There's no better feeling for fresh feel goods at this racetrack.
I love getting 4 fresh tires and blowing by the field in NASCAR Heat 5 when they're on like 20-lap old tires.
Kind of going back to my point, yes, there's no doubt there's a difference. But remember last week at Darlington when we tried to show this, they weren't even in the screen. I think we went through the first corner and the car on older tires was just gone out of the screen.
Yeah, great point.
And there's another difference. I think when we started this stage, it was still pretty cloudy. Now the sun's back out again.
Yeah, it's sunny again. Doesn't matter what fucking weather there is, because Kyle Larson's got a 4-second lead on Alex Bowman.
Alex Bowman in second place, 4 seconds back. Jamie?
Kevin Harvick and Denny Hamlin broke up the Chevy top 5. Harvick's 5th, Hamlin 6th. Kurt Busch is falling back to 7th. Yeah, I noticed that earlier. It looks dark behind 3 and 4, but now the sun's popping out. 100 laps to go.
A little bit of hazy clouds on top of that too. So even if it's not a full cloud,
you're not getting tired, are you?
A piece of one that just creates kind of a haze over this racetrack.
You know, Jeff, just to put a period on the fall off, on that 80-lap run we had early in the race from the competition cost into stage 1, it was about a second.
Boy, I can't wait to get to Dakota after this race.
80 laps at Darlington, that would have been, to your point, maybe up to 4 seconds.
Oh, Eric Almirola in the wall. Caution's out. Blew a right. You got to be kidding me. Eric Almirola again. He's going to get DNF again. He's 28th in the points. They are having the worst fucking season I've ever seen a good team have. Well, you cannot make it from here, but everybody's going to pit. That sucks. I feel so bad for him. I saw him eat shit last week off a 2 at Darlington. I kept telling Cameron and Dylan before the race, I'm like, somebody's going to eat shit off a 2 over there. Happened twice. Both Stewart Haas cars in the exact same spot. And he just went off into 3, and there goes that tire. Oh. At least he was running middle. He didn't go all the way from bottom to top. And now it's on fire.
Why not? Now it's going to catch on fire and burn to the ground. Man, they've taken a beat. Get it out, boys. They need that car. There's still something left. Uh-oh. See, I knocked the wind out of it.
He said on the in-car radio that was quite a hard hit. The AMR safety team.
Almirola's having trouble standing up.
And the fire truck arrives. Jamie?
Yeah, he came on the radio and you could hear him. He just had to take a minute to catch his breath, and just being ginger right there, that was a big hit for Eric Almirola. We all hope that obviously he's okay. Remember, he had that huge crash at Kansas a few years ago where he broke his back and it took him a while to get back. So hopefully everything is fine there and we'll be able to talk to him if he's released from the medical center.
Those are always the worst hits too. Stoving that thing up right front first like that. It's you take the side blow and the frontal blow. It's just the worst of both cases.
And the Sabre Bearer does an excellent job of absorbing some of that, but it's still, when you're traveling the speed you're traveling here, it's still going to be a big impact.
Dust storm over in 4. Speedy dry and the extinguisher in the car. Oh,
yeah,
that's hard. That looked really bad from that angle. Imagine if he'd have went from the bottom to the top. He was already running middle, like I said.
Pit road will be open this time. Ryan Preece will again get the free pass, but he had been lapped again, so he was 2 laps down, along with his teammate Ricky Stenhouse. So he'll get the free pass and go back to 1 lap down again.
You know, Mike, as we get ready for these pit stops, the 5 team of Larson, the 48 team of Bowman, and 19 of Elliott in this race, all 3 pit crews have had their fastest stop of 2021, getting the job done on pit road too.
You bet. Regan.
The 24 of William Byron, that race car was better that run early.
It's going to take an act of God to beat Kyle Larson.
The car doesn't go away after 10 laps. The 5-car Kyle Larson, your leader, they made an adjustment for long run speed. He liked it. That worked out for them. And the 9-car at Chase Elliott, his car was turning a little better for him that run. He just needs a
That looked kind of like a slow stop for Larson, not the fastest stop they've had. He beats Elliott out of the pits.
But I'm just worried how that'll hurt us on our restarts. And at 48, once that rear support here, as he talked about, he was trying to run low on the racetrack. They'll do a 4-tire stop and get pressure for Alex Bowman.
And Bowman gets out.
And Alex Bowman takes the lead. See, I told you the 5-car, their team was a little slow. They waited on something. Alex Bowman's got the lead. Larson 2nd, Elliott 3rd, Byron 4th.
96 laps to go. We're under caution for Eric Almirola into the wall at turn 4.
Yeah, I mean, at least Bowman could say he's got a shot now because they beat Larson out. But yeah, I still think nobody's going to beat Larson. Not a chance. And if somebody was going to beat him, like I said, I want it to be Byron. Everybody's still got to pit one more time after this, unfortunately. That'll just be another chance to make a mistake. Give it away. Of course it was Eric Almirola that fucking blew a tire. This is the definition of one of those bad season videos that Black Flags Matter makes. He's going to have a field day with the Eric Almirola season. But it's okay. Almirola's going to win Daytona in August when I go, and all will be forgiven and expose this point system for the fucking farce that it is. Kyle Larson saw the clouds and asked about the weather. They told him that there's some stuff to the south and west of the track, but it's breaking up and not really doing anything. So that's why it looked kind of dark.
Position. And just now is the first time today that Kyle Larson has lost the lead on pit road. Let's break this down.
Well, that F1 team has got to be a money sink for Gene Haas.
I don't know if, you know,
At least in NASCAR, they got Harvick, but...
slow to get there, just a little bit behind.
Oh, and they got fucking Riley Herbst driving their fucking Xfinity cars, so that's a waste of money.
Nothing obvious there.
It seemed like they were waiting on the Jack guy, too. Like, I think the Jack was slow, but man, he said that second difference in the pit stop is right there, a car length.
Well,
Hendrick still 1, 2, 3, 4.
Little off on the 5. Remember when we did our pit crew ranking a few weeks ago, how that 48 was up there at the top of the list? They just had the fastest pit stop of any team in 2021.
Wow. Alex Bowman's team, fastest stop all season long for any team. They still got to pit one more time after this, though.
Ricky Stenhouse, too fast entering.
Stenhouse too fast on pit road.
Just his second speeding penalty.
Going to restart with about 91 to go, so split it in half. You pit with about 45 to go. Maybe a little sooner.
So to be
If it stays green.
When we get back to green, Bowman has chosen the outside lane.
And so has Kyle Larson.
Bowman outside, Larson outside, Elliott and Byron on the bottom.
Chase Elliott, other teammate William Byron on that inside lane.
The first non-Hendrick.
Yeah, they got them front rows covered, I'd say. I wonder if they coordinated that so they can just put all 4 of their cars right there in front of everybody.
He's going to have to push hard. He might end up third right here.
Priest with the free pass is now just 1 lap down. We're going to listen to William Byron's team on the restart. Spotter Tab Boyd.
Here we go. Restart. This turn 1 could be interesting. Elliott didn't really get going that good on the bottom. He pulls even with Larson for second. Larson's around the outside. Larson clears Elliott off of 2. Bowman gets away for the time being. Larson takes a protective line into 3 to keep Elliott from getting a nose in there. So Bowman had a great restart. Bowman has the lead. Larson's got to run him down. Harvick around the outside of Byron for 4th, god damn it. Hamlin to the inside of Byron. Bowman looks loose out front. Byron drops into 5th. He holds off Hamlin. Give Larson about 5 laps. Hey, DFS, that's what you just said was perfect. It's all the same, only the names have changed. It's still Hendrick 1, 2, 3, 4, just a different car leading the race. Sun is out. It's bright and sunny. Ross Chastain is breaking into the top 10. He's underneath Dillon for 10th.
It's going to be interesting, you know, to see these guys talk what Kyle Larson, how he plans to attack. You know, we talk
Larson is out front. Do you pounce on it right now, Jeff? Or do you
I think if you're Larson, you just let it come to you. If you're Larson, don't push the issue.
Yeah, well,
He gets himself into trouble far too often doing that. He's got a better car than Bowman. He'll get there. He's pulling away from Elliott in third, so just take it easy.
And he overheated those tires a little bit, and you know, he wasn't able to make that move. So I guarantee you all that's running through Larson's head right now, how to approach these closing laps.
88 to go. Brad Keselowski had to start at the back. He had to make a second pit stop because they hung a lug nut in between the brake caliper and the wheel on their pit stop.
You know, we've seen today,
Boy, every time I see Keselowski getting under somebody, I get nervous. He has gotten loose more often than anyone today when he's running side by side with someone on the bottom. Oh, whoa, Stenhouse. We got a wreck off of 2. Alfredo into the wall. They were on Stenhouse's onboard, I think, and he started checking up, and he got hit, and Alfredo was spinning in front of him. Caution's out again. Stay out. Stay out.
And turn 2 there, underneath that.
Can't believe that was only a single car wreck.
The choke point of this racetrack. When somebody gets sideways, it's like the whole track is blocked.
Well, I'm surprised there's only one car that's wrecked back there right now.
Man, talk about timing. We were riding with Ricky right here, perfect timing, and I was like, hey, something's wrong. Sure enough, they were wrecking.
So see, Stenhouse gets all over the rear bumper. That's one way you make a pass here.
Wow, Stenhouse just straight up wrecked Anthony Alfredo, and then he got hit from behind by Keselowski. A little impatient there.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr. into Alfredo with a little bit of damage.
He definitely dumped Alfredo. No question about it.
Alfredo left about 2 feet, 3 feet open to the bottom of that racetrack, and Ricky Stenhouse.
Put that on Alfredo? It was his fault?
No, I'm saying Ricky Stenhouse Jr. tried to fill that gap that was not open enough for a race car.
And then came Keselowski and almost straightened Alfredo out. Almost.
Yeah. Unfortunate, but you're back to the pinch point. What you were talking.
I did say earlier, Anthony Alfredo's been really good at getting in the way this year.
Had a can opener here on the right side.
Yeah, Stenhouse has damage on the right side.
From the right front fender to the right rear tire.
But usually off of there, there's a car underneath one, and you get loose under him, like we've seen Brad Keselowski do and save it time and time again today. You get loose underneath of him, trying to stay off of him, get into him, and it all breaks loose from there. The other thing is, back to that speed that I was talking about, you cannot just stop on a dime in these cars. You were going so fast over there when they wrecked.
Ooh, we got a split decision. Hamlin, Kurt Busch, Blaney, Chastain, Dillon, Logano. Half the lead lap cars come to pit road. Half of them stay out. Oh, boy.
Regan Chastain, Dillon, Logano there. And Kurt Busch.
Here's the fucked up strategy. The top 18 cars on the lead lap, 9 of them just pitted and 9 of them just stayed out. So this is where these races get kind of weird. And sure enough, they probably all looked and said, you know what, let's just do the opposite of what Larson's doing. See if we can fuck him over.
Larry, what do you think of this after just 6 laps of green flag racing?
Is 6 laps worth it?
Mike, the only way you're going to beat Bowman, Larson, Elliott to Clinton, Jeff's point, you got to do something different. If your car's not right, it's not going to get better deeper into a run. To Jamie Little's point, you got 2 or 3 sets of fresh tires laying there. Come get them. Not a bit surprised that the guys at the front stayed out, and guys that's been struggling today got 4 tires with more adjustments.
This year here for the 1 car, Kurt Busch on that stop.
And let's go down outside the care center to Regan.
Well, Eric Elmore was having a much-needed solid run today. Eric, first off, are you okay? We saw you a little ginger getting out of the race car. Second off, did it give you any kind of inkling there was a problem leading up to that?
Yeah, I'm okay. That was another hard hit. Man, my body's hurting. It doesn't want to take any more hard hits like that.
Got to do something opposite of Kyle Larson or his Hendrick buddies.
Happened. I think something in the suspension broke. It wasn't like a right front went down. down. It wasn't like all of a sudden. A couple laps before that, I felt like I was laying on the splitter pretty hard, which is unusual that far into the run. And I kind of mentioned it on the radio, and then went down into turn 3, the worst possible place. Well, there's no good place.
Hey, there's another position for Kyle Busch to gain by riding around. Eric Almirola's out.
Deserve so much better. Our partners, Smithfield, Ford, everybody, Go Bowling, Pit Boss Grills, everybody that helps us deserves so much better. We're so much more capable, but we just, God is really testing us this year. Thanks, Eric.
There is no God.
For Eric Almirola.
If I was him, I'd be like, fuck it, there is no God.
Forward to next week. Alex Bowman. Your race.
So the top 8 stayed out. Bowman, Larson, Elliott, Harvick, Byron, Reddick, Suarez, and Bubba Wallace stayed out. So Bubba Wallace top 10. Been on the lead lap all day.
And his race engineer for many of these wins right here, Greg Ives. Greg Ives, of course, is the crew chief for Alex Bowman. I talked to him today about
September 29th, 2013, AAA 400. Junior should have won that.
took home one of those trophies, that Monster of the Miles trophy, because I
Monster of the Miles.
myself as a crew chief. Well, right now, this is as close as he's ever been here.
83 laps away.
Just
That possibility.
and think about that combination right there. Yeah, Jimmy Johnson's the driver, Jack Ganess the crew chief, and Greg Ives was your lead engineer, who's now one of the top crew chiefs out there. That's how you win a lot of races.
And the trophy the winner gets has their car in Miles' hand, just as you see it there.
Is Miles foreseeing the future here?
Full size. Now, Jeff, I want you to stop looking to the
Bowman,
south,
Larson
Dover Air Force Base.
on the outside.
These guys are
Elliott,
very, very
Byron on the bottom.
I'm having a hard time looking past it, Mike, because my eyes are right on it, and it's getting closer.
Jeff, that's not coming this way.
Okay.
I think we're too far north for that one.
Why does it keep getting bigger in the mirror, sir?
Thank you for playing. Pay no attention to the dark clouds to the south. We got 82 laps to. I want to see how this turns out. I want to see these 82 laps.
We're gonna. It's gonna be a good 82. This is
They're getting nervous about the rain in the distance, but they think it's not going to make it.
the whole front row.
I hope they're right.
The whole front 2 rows.
All right, Bowman's still leader. Don't. Oh boy, Larson shoved him. Don't shove him like he did Blaney at Kansas. Harvick around the outside of Elliott for third. Larson's putting the nose in there on Bowman. He's trying to get this lead quick. And Harvick's caught them both. Oh, Larson couldn't get the nose in there. Oh, he gets Bowman loose. Harvick's going to pass them both around the outside. No, Bowman slides up in front of Harvick. Man, you rarely see teammates race like that, but Larson must feel really nervous. He must really think he's got to get this lead. Harvick turned up the heat all of a sudden. He's third. Larson clears him coming out of 2. 80 laps to go. Larson was really just getting in there. That's outstanding. Harvick almost stole the damn thing. I don't think you understand how much that would have pissed me off. Elliott passes Harvick now, so now we're back to Hendrick 1, 2, 3. But Harvick made a run at it.
First car with new tires is Denny Hamlin, then Ryan Blaney, Ross Chastain, and Martin Truex.
And you know, to these guys,
Bowman and Larson get away clean somehow.
Stay out on track. It's going to make it a little bit difficult for Denny Hamlin, some of these guys with fresher tires.
Clean air.
Burn up those tires just a little bit.
The top 8 as they run are still the guys that stayed out. Hamlin's the first car on not and slightly fresher tires. Less than 10 lap fresher tires.
This right here is going to show you just how
Bubba Wallace in 8th.
to pass here, how much aerodynamics plays a role in these.
Boy, that is a dark-ass cloud there. That's probably why Larson was getting all over the 48 the way he was. They're saying it's going to miss him, but God, that's a big-ass dark cloud.
And you can tell, listen to the in-car right here. You can tell this thing's pretty light on its feet. As soon as he built out of the gas right there, the least little bit, that 11 car was all over him.
The first 8 drivers are on older tires, but it won't.
Bubba Wallace doing a great job holding these new tire guys up. Love you, Bubba.
No, you build that air pressure up very fast, that right front tire.
I was about to get mad as hell if Harvick passed Bowman and Larson. Man. And I told you something would happen to Larson, because now Alex Bowman's driven away 8/10. We got a yellow. Debris on the front stretch. Motherfuck. Yeah.
See brake hose.
Brake hose on the front stretch.
Could be off of, well, could be on the, that 12 car had those.
And it's not going to roll down the track. It's laying there horizontal.
Seventh caution of the day, lap 326.
So that thing's there. So
Now what do you do, Larry?
stay out. Stay out. Stay out.
You know, you know,
Stay out. You're in good shape. The top 8 cars that stayed out before are still running 1 through 8. So stay out. Not a question here. There's another opportunity for Larson.
They have a total of 2 runs, a total of 11 green flag laps on their tires.
So you have 19 lead lap cars. Ricky Stenhouse 2 laps down will get the free pass. Well, Alex Bowman's lead just disappeared.
We only went 5 laps there. Still feel like we stay out. The guys who pitted didn't really make up any time.
Agreed. All 8 drivers that stayed out on the last caution are still in the first 8 positions. Pit road will be open.
There's some great restarts by Alex Bowman. We saw Richmond. Bowman can make some shit happen on late race restarts on short runs.
Top 8, staying out.
Stay out. There you go. We good. Joe Logano further back. He pits. Custer, Stenhouse. Not Stenhouse. I said Stenhouse. It's all 17. Custer, Busher, Logano.
Priest, who was the free pass 1 caution ago,
Ryan Priest
is also in, along with Cole Custer. Everybody else on the lead lap stay out. We're going to take you box side by side.
Remember that Joe Logano just pitted when he somehow steals this win later. Have I ever seen a NASCAR like an Indy? Oh, well, Michael Waltrip at Bristol, 1990. You should look that wreck up if you've never seen it. That's a raced version diecast I'd love to have. All the pieces of Michael Waltrip's Bristol car from 1990. Messing with the bubble wrap again. They're not, it's not bubble wrap. They're interstellar jumpsuits. Why are they showing a bird flying right now on the race broadcast? That dark cloud's definitely moving away from the racetrack now. You can see which way it's going. Zoltan! Yeah, Mike Harmon's wreck at Bristol was almost identical to Mikey's wreck. You guys remember when Mark Martin went over the infield wall? I think it was at Talladega. Mark Martin ended up in the motor coach lot.
Our weekend over started Thursday in Wilmington. Artie Kepner and the Autism Society of Delaware hosted the 20th annual golf tournament. A great time was had by all. You don't see any golfers out there because we're all in the clubhouse imbibing. We all got a lot of practice, and the team with the best pencil wedge racer came in at 19 under.
All right, have a restart again. 70 to go. Bowman, Elliott, Byron, Larson, the front 2 rows. Behind them, you got Tyler Reddick and Kevin Harvick. Then you got Denny Hamlin on them slightly fresher tires back there.
Fantastic. The power program that employs kids gives them really useful.
I am nervous now. These late cautions are fucking me over.
I love,
well, not yet, but they're trying.
That idea, but I love it from the time it came out. Definitely jumped on board, and they just do such a great job. You said that's a lot of money to raise, and it's a lot of hard work going to a very good cause.
330 miles. Clint has brought us farm-crafted strawberry Frobert.
What?
Actually, ice cream.
They had beer ice cream at Darlington last week. I did not partake, but they had it if you're interested in that sort of thing. Watch Bowman on this restart again. Elliott's not strong on these restarts. I don't know if it's the inside line or what, but Bowman and Larson are killing him. Larson will clears Elliott there before they ever get to the exit of 2. Harvick couldn't make a go at it this time. Byron's underneath him. And now Larson's a little closer to Bowman than he was the previous run. He couldn't get the pressure on him like he did after the last restart, but I think it's a net gain because he was over 0.8 of a second off before that last caution. 69 to go. Very nice. Man, Bubba Wallace is holding up Ryan Blaney and Denny Hamlin.
Tyler Reddick on the 6 of Daniel Suarez.
Still, the top 8 cars are the ones that stayed
I told you staying out was the right deal. There's Ross Chastain underneath Blaney. Well, they're racing hard for 9th right now. There's a stack of cars. Bubba Wallace slowed all these guys down, and now they're all over each other. Hamlin gave Blaney the bumper. That's what let Bubba Wallace get away from these guys. That was a bump and run. We need this to run out a good bit. Because if a caution came out now and you're one of the guys that stayed out, you'd almost have to pit, and those guys that just pitted would just stay out. So we need this to go green for a bit. A good bit.
Because that one heat cycle, and now you run under caution with heat, those tires, those air pressures have built up, and now you don't have as much of an advantage as you did on those very fresh tires.
So of the cars that just stopped, Joe Logano up 4 spots to 11.
Sun's coming out again. Now Suarez and Bubba are making a go at this. They stayed out, and they've been the best allies to the Hendrick cars because Bubba alone has been holding off these fresh tire guys behind him. Suarez says he has no front grip, doesn't care.
And he'll be looking for another one next week. Suarez really excited about going.
Now, I think that whenever you pit, if you're the 8 guys that kept staying out, whenever you pit, that's a tough call because I don't know when you're going to pit now.
Making the most of this opportunity, too. You know, said it right there in that comment. Hey, yeah, the front turn's not very good, but I don't care. I'm pushing as hard as I can. You know, his mind's in the right spot. I feel like
Oh, Bubba holding up the boss man, Robert. God, every time Hamlin gets to Bubba, it's like Bubba brake checks him right in the center of the corner.
Get to the rear bumper and Bubba Wallace. I thought that was going to get Bubba pretty loose going into turn 1, but that just wreck your own car. Well, I know he's not going to wreck it, but I thought he's
Wreck your own car that never stopped Tony Stewart or Dale Earnhardt.
But man, he shot up the racetrack when he did that. And not Bubba, Denny.
We still got a long way to go.
Zoltan.
Just think about it. Bubba Wallace in that 23.
Larson and Bowman driving away from Elliott. Larson's within a half a second.
First top 15 of the year. He's got that car pretty free. I can tell by the throttle in the in-car right here. She's pretty light on its rear feet, kind of tiptoeing around that bottom like that.
And I think that's why this is paying off for him right now, being on these older tires, because that's actually tightened up this race car. Like we heard Brad Keselowski talk about, I need more front turn if I'm going to be in traffic on a yellow flag and a restart. So that free car, and I think Denny's car's pretty loose also.
10th place here. Penske teammates are
We're in the back bumper.
Joe Logano 10th now. He just pitted under that last caution.
The hole in the front.
Now remember, Logano has new tires. He's the first car in the race that stopped.
Now Hamlin's finally making the pass on Bubba for 8th. Bubba kind of cut him a break there.
Moves up to 8.
Don't wreck the boss man.
So we're talking about right there. See, he scored in the center.
Yeah, that dark cloud's gotten farther away.
Because Denny had that diamond, when he got to the throttle, he got wide open. You really see how he made that straightaway long and drove off from him.
But you can see, I mean, he's driving away from him, but he's not yarding him in one lap. So those new tires versus old.
This race could be won and lost in lap traffic and through pit stops.
But see right here, so he moved up, tried something different. All right, I'm going to move up and do what Denny's doing. He got in there and got loose. I told you, I could tell by the throttle response in this car, when he ran up to try to take Logano's line right here, you can't do that. You got to just stick to what you're good at. You're wrapping that bottom good, staying with your momentum. These guys are on tires. Get the right information and stay as consistent as you possibly can. That's going to help in the long run.
As they come off the corner down the backstretch, look up at the top of the screen there. I'm afraid we may need to pay a little bit of attention to the car.
Oh, sure. Now you change your mind.
Well, hell, there's only 55 laps to go. I'm not too worried about weather at this point.
Let's hope in 50-plus laps it doesn't do that.
So you guys can look at that for 2 or 3 more laps. What you need to be looking at is this race for the lead.
Larson gaining on Bowman. And here comes the lap traffic where Larson's been strong all day because Elliott was faster than Larson earlier but couldn't get through the traffic.
They were running 23-second lap times.
Larson can put his car anywhere he needs.
If you're Kyle Larson on our leader, Alex Bowman, as the pace starts to get into the 24-second bracket, that's when I think Kyle Larson and lap traffic, as you mentioned, I think that's where the potential pass, if he can make it's going to come.
He'll make the pass. I got all the confidence in Larson right now.
He's going to have to earn it.
But like Boyer said, he's going to have to earn it. Bowman is a fucking wheelman, too. The change in that guy has been unreal. That just comes with experience. Bowman has the experience now. I'm nervous about what if there's not a caution. I almost feel like I just want a caution to drag everybody to pit road at the same time, you know? Because I don't know what these guys should do about pitting.
You know, we talk about Kyle Larson in his second place finishes. How does this keep happening? Dominant race car, leads the most laps, finished second. How that happens is exactly how you saw it. This is a team effort, but you got to remember a young team, you know, together. I know that they were around, but they're working together, and those things you're going to perfect with time.
Harry Gant, great NASCAR racer. He's a nominee for the Hall of Fame, and deservedly so. And Harry 9 second place finishes before he finally did break through and win his first Cup race. And I remember asking him after about 8 second place finishes about that, and Harry got a little, he said, hey, second place pays pretty good too.
Oh, man, I love hearing stories about Harry Gant. Yep. I got a chance to race with him early in my career, and man, what an amazing guy and driver.
I don't know what his secret is either. I mean, I look back at the start of my career, I look like I'm 100 years older than that. He looks the same age for the last 40
50 to
years.
go.
One of our heroes to be sure. 51 to go.
Getting dark again over turn 4. My God. That's stressing me out. What if it starts raining during pit stops? So if I'm like Hamlin or Logano, whatever, I'm just going to fucking run this race out to the end if it's possibly going to rain. I'd run it out as long as I can and hope that when the 48, 5, 9, 24 pit that it starts raining. Now, it's a low chance of rain, but I mean, if you're Hamlin or Logano, whatever, what do you got to lose? Because they can make it without pitting, but the tires, they're going to want tires. If there's weather around, I don't know. It's bright and sunny down the backstretch, then you get over here in the middle of 4. And it's pretty bleak over there. Still looks far away. Oh, yeah, the lightning clock. That's another thing we got to think about. I always forget. I'm always like, please don't let it rain. Please don't let it rain. But then there'll be a lightning strike within 8 miles or whatever, and the sun will still be out or something, you know. So Bowman's in good shape for the moment. He's holding off Larson. God, it's just so hard to pass here. There's no reason Kyle Larson shouldn't be able to pass Bowman. Larson's clearly been the dominant car. This place is frustrating sometimes. It's a good racetrack, but it's frustrating. I just wish fuel mileage in the NASCAR 2005 wasn't fucking broken at Dover. Yeah, Truex, give Brad plenty of room. He's been loose again. He did it again. He got loose under Truex coming off a 2. Keselowski's like a caution waiting to happen. That's what he's looked like most of the day.
Laps to go in Dover. Tomorrow, pro football continues with a spring league.
If Bowman wins this race, don't forget, he got the lead off the fastest pit stop in NASCAR this year.
Hard-hitting action kicks off tomorrow, 7 Eastern, on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
.43 to go this time.
There's the gap. First
Bowman stretching it out again. It's up to 7/10.
Hendrick Motorsports, positions 1 through 4. Stuart Haas, 5th with Kevin Harvick. Richard Childress Racing, 6th with Tyler Reddick. Then Team Trackhouse, Team Penske, Joe Gibbs Racing.
Cloudy again. You're right about that.
That's your top 10.
Just since they came back from the commercial.
That was, I believe, a Ford factory effort in 56 and in 57. And Roush Fenway Racing at Homestead, Miami are the only teams in NASCAR Cup history to score a 1 through 4 finish.
Not easy to do. Look at how competitive this series is, how hard it is to get 4 race cars, not only to be that competitive and fast, but then to have the pit stops and strategy, everything to fall your way. That's why it so far hasn't happened to Hendrick Motorsports, but it happened today.
I hate to say this, guys. It's getting darker outside.
It's getting dark.
Oh, are you buying into this now?
40 to go. It's dark. Look at that rain over there beyond them trees.
About rain, it was sunshine here. Now that rain I can actually see hit the ground over there. I'm getting nervous.
That is
It looks like it's moving away, though.
And it's going to stay there for 40 laps. Hendrick Motorsports.
It's like it's skirting past the track to the south.
Heralded 1-2-3 finish. That was the 1997 day.
Hey, I'm good with rain. Like I said, I'm 1, 2, 3, 4 right now. Trouble is, when are my guys going to pit?
What a day that was. I remember it well.
Rick Hendrick was home recovering from illness, but he had a very special racing electronics setup where he could talk to all 3 of his drivers from home. Pretty slick.
It was slick. And like
That's okay. The real car owner's Jeff Gordon. He's at the damn track.
Of course, it was the Daytona 500, but this year today, I tell you, if there's anything that could top it, it might be a 1, 2, 3, 4 finish.
Ah, yes. Regan.
A 1, 2, 3, 4 finish after the last 5 years for Hendrick Motorsports would be such a huge deal. Quick, where's David Rudiman to stop on the racetrack and bring out a fucking yellow with 2 to go?
That was their goal at the start of the day. You see it very loose right there. So far, so good with that goal.
I've been watching him. He is hung out. Loose. Probably why that thing runs so well long into a run on that outside. I know that's a little sharper than Tyler Reddick is running the outside.
How is that any different than any other weekend with Tyler Reddick?
Logano closing in. Remember, Logano restarted 15th with new tires. While that advantage is gone, whatever they did to that 22 has really woken it up.
Custer hanging tough right here.
Custer's 12th, guys. On the lead lap and in 12th.
Definitely a great time pit stop and tire change for the 22 and Logano. Remember, documented some of their struggles, a hole in the nose. And this is by far.
And Joey Logano's flying. He's 8 seconds off the lead in 7th, but his fresher tires are still enough to beat these guys that have been staying out. He's not going to catch Bowman, Larson, Elliott, whoever, but Reddick and Harvick, yeah, he'll probably get them.
Getting frustrated right there. Going to move up, try to take some air off.
Boy, it's borderline on the fuel. I know they pitted with about 92 to go, and the cautions helped them, but will the tires hold up is what I'm wondering. I'd be worried about the tires. Or that dark-ass cloud over there.
Larry Weber down on that racetrack.
Coda next Sunday on FS1. That's going to be fun.
I cannot wait. I'm so excited. And the only thing that I'm going to say it again. Boy, I wish I was in a hot race.
Yep.
It's going to be very.
How about all the guys doing double duty or triple duty next weekend?
Disaster. Those long straightaways, very tight corners. That's a dive bomb city opportunity right there.
Yeah, you said dive bomb city because those hard braking zones are going to create some passing opportunities.
Chase Elliott's going to dominate Coda.
One of the S's.
Nobody's better under braking on a road course than Chase Elliott.
Interesting racetrack to be sure.
Hendrick Motorsports runs this shit. 32 to go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, but in my opinion,
Larson just, I don't think, Larson's not going to get him.
that's exactly what I was going to say.
I mean, I could.
And we've been looking for him to show up and continue lead laps, and I think that's exactly what the answer is.
See Anthony Alfredo behind Chase, still motoring on despite that big spin and crash into the inside retaining wall. Not much damage in that one. Looked worse than it was.
They did a nice job patching that up.
Rick Hendrick closing in on one of Stock Car Racing's longest standing records.
30 to go.
Most
I'm nervous.
career wins by a team owner.
Yeah, this will be cool if this stays the way it is.
Gibbs Racing stands at 190.
Byron's got about 2 seconds on Harvick, so the top 4 is pretty solid.
266. And Petty Enterprises at 268.
I think it should count as 4 wins if they finish 1, 2, 3, 4. Rick Hendrick can't figure out what box to go to, Larson or Bowman.
Just had to work hard to get this race team where it is. You know, you go back to the very beginning and look at Rick. He only had maybe 1 or 2 dealerships at that time when he decided to get into motorsports and into NASCAR. And just like he built up his business, he's built up this race team.
He grew up in rural southern Virginia, and his dad was a sometimes crewman on Ray Hendrick's winning modified. Won over 500 races. No relation, though they spell it the same way. And that's how Rick got introduced to stock car racing. Then he veered off. He got into powerboat racing and found his way back to stock cars and into the Cup Series.
If anybody has a chance at Alex Bowman, the chance is now. We're finally getting into pretty heavy, significant lap traffic. It's going to be crucial for him to get through, and then also Larson. And I think, I'm pretty shocked that I haven't seen Larson try to move up, change his line a little bit, feel something else out. You're not going to drive through him on that ball.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised too, but you know, as they've gotten into traffic, actually Bowman stretched it out, and now Chase Elliott is.
Oh my God! I knew something would happen to Larson today. Lost it on pit road.
You know, guys, a lot can happen in 25 laps, but if indeed Alex Bowman can seal the deal, obviously he's done his job. But Jamie Little, you got to tip your hat to that pit crew winning that battle on pit road.
This is Bowman's Joey Logano win. He stole it on pit road. Alex Bowman hits 1,000 laps led for his career. That's a milestone for him, considering how his Cup career started. Remember how Bowman's cut? He drove for BK Racing. I never would have thought we'd be at this point where Alex Bowman is a top-level driver. But I knew when he subbed in for Junior in the 88 and had some really strong runs. That Phoenix race in 2016, I'm like, yeah, Bowman's the real deal.
I'll tell you what, we talked about it, and I told him in
So
the
it's
pre-race,
really good to see him this strong. I love seeing him run this well. There they are, bringing the monster to victory lane. It doesn't have the car in the hand yet. It'd be funny if they were carrying it up there with a Kyle Larson car in its hand, but now they got to change it out.
Because one of them has to go into Miles' upper hand, and it has to be the car of the winner.
Yeah, but the Speedway knew something we didn't know because they already had that 48 Ally Chevrolet
Out front.
out front in the full size Miles the Monster.
Maybe
Who knew?
another shot, huh? Maybe. There it is. Maybe we should have done the Credit One Bank 2 to watch.
That's what they get. They fucking jinxed Larson when they did the Credit One Bank thing. They all said, oh, Larson's going to win. Ha ha ha. And then they fucked him.
Kyle led
This is
263
unfucking believable.
of the first 303 laps today.
How do you lead this many laps in so many races and not win any of them?
And Mike, remember what I said earlier, the last time the 48 car won here at Dover in the
I'm just
spring
in
of
awe.
2007.
We're at 20 laps to go, 19 to go now.
Larson finished second. That's right.
I just don't understand. I've never seen anything like this in my life.
I was digging my piece of paper out when that last caution came out, so it was right on top of the trend. So that's
What
why
does he
you
have to
not
do?
see a trend, which I'm sure that man right there, Greg Ives, hoped the trend.
Bubba Wallace is in 10th. I don't think he's going to hold on to that top 10, but he might.
Because normally it comes out with about 85 to go, so we're well past that. And it looks good to the south. I think we're going to be all right.
Yeah, weather's clearing up. The sun's popping out again.
Moving away from the track now.
Good God, Denny's never even had luck like Larson. Larson, it's been his entire career. Larson's entire fucking career.
15. Logano has now climbed up to 6th. He is by far the biggest advancer among those that stopped on the last caution. I guess what we've seen is that new tires don't make that big.
Martin Truex Jr. just got lapped at Dover. Martin Truex Jr. is 19th, one lap down. Truex needs a free pass. I thought he was going to dominate this shit.
Man, I can't believe my eyes right now. I'm watching that 19 Mark Truex Jr. going down a lap to our leader right now, Alex Bowman. I mean, of all tracks, and I thought this 19, starting from the pole position here today, dominated last week. If I thought he was going to go back-to-back and do it again, it was right here today.
There's Mr. H.
If we get a caution in the next
Stalking
6
around the
laps,
garage.
I think you got to come. The pace has fallen off almost a
Oh, yeah, if the caution comes out, you damn sure pit
If
now.
we get down 5 or 6 to go, that's where the decision gets a little tough.
2 to go, I'm pitting and taking 2 tires. If the caution's inside 5 or 6 to go and we're going to restart with like 2 laps, I'm taking 2 tires.
What box do you pick? Do you go over for the shot?
If they got a yellow now, I would take 4, I think. Oh, no, not just this season, but I mean, fuck, yeah, Larson this season, too. Larson his whole damn career,
Always in communication and
including this season.
trying to work out what if and what next. Well, this is an all but perfect performance for Team Hendrick with 13 laps to go. The only non-Hendrick drivers to lead today were Martin Truex for 16 laps and Denny Hamlin for 2. That is a thrashing.
Tells me that obviously they've got good hot rods, right? We've seen that over the course of
So good, Jeff Gordon might want to drive one.
Perfecting this. But they have a good setup for this track.
Yeah,
You know, a lot of history, a good setup, and all the teams are buying into it. And I think proof's in the pudding with the performance today.
And the tire, the downforce, the engine package, that has
Ryan Preece is the last car on the lead lap now.
So you're right. Great notes to go off of and great race cars. And clearly, the teams, they stepped up on pit road, too.
Here's what's really special. I mean, we have a number of big powerhouse teams with 3 and 4 cars. And they would have a day when 2 of those cars would run extremely well, or 3 of those cars would run very, very well in the case of the 4-car teams. But to have everybody firing on all 8 cylinders and running in the first 4 positions for half of the race, good grief.
Pretty well-oiled machine.
Yes. 10 to go.
10 to go. Joey Logano's caught Kevin Harvick for 5th. Logano's going to get a top 5 after all this.
Going back to that call.
Bubba's out of the top 10 now. He's 11th. Custer has fresher tires.
So he was on pit road 23 laps later than Kevin Harvick, who he's battling with. And I think, Larry, help me here, 13 of those laps were green, maybe 14.
Yeah, you had about 11 caution flag laps, so that's so number of caution laps in there as well.
And the Suarez into 9th against Denny Hamlin.
That's kind of a surprise to me. Not just Daniel Suarez, a great job he's doing, but that Denny
Suarez and Hamlin racing hard for 8th.
That it did not really materialize anything.
I agree wholeheartedly. Very, very good. Well, flip side, look at the 22 that did it. You know, he put those tires off.
Logano, top 5. He's past Kevin Harvick.
He stays on this run. He might,
7 to go. He might catch William Byron for 4th. Ruin our 1, 2, 3, 4. God damn it. This motherfucker, even when he can't win, he's going to hurt my day.
Byron gets caught up in some lap traffic or something. Joey Logano with those fresher tires could pro 10.
He's not going to catch Elliott or Larson, but he's going to have a shot at Byron, maybe. 2 seconds behind him, coming to 6 to go. And Chase Briscoe, slow off of 2. He's going to make it to pit road. Should have parked that shit about 100 laps ago, but I'm glad he's out here trying to cause a yellow. Joey's got 20-plus lap fresher tires than Byron, who's 2 seconds ahead of him. Chase Briscoe tried to do the David Ruderman. 5 to go. Bowman a 1.5 seconds ahead of Larson.
Well, you know, in this situation, I know Rick Book very well, and he's not necessarily a superstitious kind of guy, but he's seen it all happen before when they've been in some positions. Hey, there's a smile.
Martinsville 2012. I'm telling you, Vietnam flashbacks here.
He's smiling on the inside, but he didn't want to show anything on the outside, so this checker flag.
He's nervous right now.
4 to go.
Don't take this from me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dominant day.
I also want to call out Kyle Busch. He got down 7 laps early due to a spark plug wire, and he was ready to pull it in and head for the house as soon as it blew up. Well, it didn't. And they pulled in and they fixed it. And despite being
Kyle Busch is 27th.
laps down and no chance, he stayed out there. He's run hard. He's only about 2/10 off the leader's lap times, and he's gained 10 positions. 10 doesn't mean much today.
That's 10 points.
When they get to counting points toward the end of the season, that might.
Points don't matter. Breaking news, Mike Joy. Points don't matter. Coming to 2 to go. Byron's still 2 seconds ahead of Logano for 4. That's all I'm worried about. I know Bowman's got it 1. I'm just trying to preserve that 1, 2, 3, 4 finish is all I care about.
Chris Buescher's going to get another lead lap finish. So is Ross Chastain, Austin Dillon, Kurt Busch.
Coming around to 1 to go.
Man, I tell you what, he worked for it. The 5 was on his bumper, trying to get him loose, on top.
White flag, Credit One Bank, you know the deal, 1 to go. Bowman comfortably out front.
Back to Richmond.
Looks like Custer and Suarez are going to get top 10s. Reddick is going to get a top 10.
Stole that one late in the race.
And Hendrick Motorsports is going to finish 1, 2, 3, 4. Alex Bowman with the fastest pit stop all season from his crew, from any crew. Wins Derby.
Checkered flag in the air. Alex Bowman.
That's outstanding.
Gets his 4th career victory, winning the
Hendrick Motorsports, 1, 2, 3. And Byron 4th, officially. How did Kyle Larson not win this race?
Second win of the year, second driver with more than 1 victory in 2021. He was runner-up in this race 2 years ago. And this year, he gets to hoist Miles the Monster. For Rick Hendrick, that's career win 267. Going all the way back to the mid-'80s with Jeff Bodine at Martinsville and win number 1 on a day where Hendrick had said, you know, if we don't do well today, I think we're going to have to fold our tent.
Whoever made it card wrap that card out there in Miles' hand, man. He's looking really smart right now. Told you, boss. Pick this one. Great job. A big win for that team. And he said it, you know, give praise where it's due. And I like the fact that he recognized his team for getting him out front in front of the 5. But that being said, I go back to that restart. He held off that 5 car with some intense pressure.
Well, I'll also say one other thing. If you go back to the beginning of this race, that 48 was not the fastest car on the racetrack. They had to work at it with adjustments, communication, as well as a great pit work. And he had to work his way up through traffic. There's Greg Ives talking about what an incredible effort. He knows how much this means to Rick Hendrick and Hendrick Motorsports to do something they've never done before.
That 48 car's got the golden horseshoe back, I think, to win that race the way they did. You've got to be kidding me. And I think Dover's coming off the Cup schedule because Alex Bowman won there. Remember, he won Chicago, he won California. Dover's days could be numbered. The Grim Reaper here, Alex Bowman, has won.
He just said there's a lot of smoke.
Alex
wins
Bowman
at
again.
Dover, and he gets his crew chief's first official victory as a crew chief at this racetrack. Alex, you just said it's all about the pit crew. What can you say about the chemistry
I can't believe
of this
this
team right now and what you're able to do?
Yeah, you know, we won Richmond and then had a really rough couple weeks there and went to some really good racetracks for us and struggled and told the guys last week we're still the same team that did it at Richmond. It's another really good place for us. I'm just so pumped for Ally. It feels right to put the 48 back in victory lane here after how many races that this car has won here, but Mr. H is here. I don't think I've won with him here before, so that's really cool. Just so proud of this pit crew. You know, it was obviously a rough off season for us, and
fastest pit stop all season for any team won this race.
That Rowdy left, but Alan is doing a really good
Alex
job.
Bowman, the track killer, the Grim Reaper.
So
Alex Bowman.
Thanks to my spotter, Kevin Hamlin, for coaching me there at the end. It was fun racing Kyle, and glad to get him.
I'm sure Kyle didn't have fun after the day he had to not win that fucking race, man.
Alex, you guys on the
Rick's over there talking to Larson right now.
You out ahead of the 5. You had been in dirty air all day. How much did your car change? You're on fire over here. So much rubber.
Well, we're on a lot of fire over here. I don't know if somebody wants to come put that
Is that a metaphor? Is this symbolic?
How about this? The fans are back. I get to talk to you with my face. It's pretty cool. So appreciative to have you guys back here. Man, best racetrack on the schedule in my opinion. Wish we still came here twice, but thank you guys so much for coming.
Maybe they'll do a doubleheader again at Dover one of these days. Doubleheader weekend.
I don't know. Help me, Tom Cruise. I'm on fire. It's a big fire. Kind of worried.
Congratulations.
I'm kind of worried.
It's the 48 back to victory lane at Dover.
48 car winning at Dover. Never seen that before. Here's the Larson interview.
So incredibly strong yet again today, Kyle. Led 263 laps.
Rub it in, Regan.
The lead looked like maybe you're going to be able to get up there and battle. And what did you lack there at the end?
Yeah, just I felt like all of us HMS guys were pretty equal, so it was kind of like whoever got out to lead was going to be hard to beat. So their team just did a really good job on that pit stop. And
Chase Elliott sucked on restart, still finished third.
Never really had a shot after that, really.
Thank you, Lauren.
Got to his bumper and got him loose, but then the 4 was coming, so we kind of had to let each other go. But I mean, hard to be disappointed with that second. I mean, like I said, I feel like I did everything I could, and we led a lot of laps, won those stages there, so good points. But would have liked to have been one spot better, but you know, all in all, a good day for our Nation Star Chevy, and what a day for Hendrick Motorsports and Chevrolet. So thanks to everybody at the shop, the engine shop.
I'm glad Rick Hendrick's there too to see it.
Mr. H has had all 4 of his cars in the top 4, but that's pretty special day for sure.
Nice job today, Kyle. Thanks.
Thank you.
The answer to that question is never. Let me put this butt kicking into perspective. Rick Hendrick finishes 1 through 4. It takes 5 other organizations to fill the top 10 spots.
We back. I have mixed emotions for some reason. Just because I feel so bad for Kyle Larson. Guess I'm going to hang around for a few more. I want to see a couple of interviews. Let me check the Twitter on my phone. Yeah, that was a team ass whooping, but it was really an individual ass whooping that just went wrong. I would say that's the most painful Kyle Larson loss, but I think Darlington in 2018 or whenever it was pretty bad. I'll say that one was worse. Bubba Wallace, best finish of the season, 11th. Knocking on. Should have had that top 10, but Custer had a little bit fresher tires there. Suarez gets a great top 10. I'm so happy for that team. I mean, they lost. Larson got beat on pit road. They don't lose that lead on pit road. I don't think this ever happens. Denny Hamlin got on the radio when he was stuck behind Bubba Wallace and said, "Fucking hell, wheels, god damn it." So Denny was mad at Bubba's crew chief for their strategy call because it was slowing him up. Man, I was just in denial that Bowman was going to win this race. I was convinced Larson would figure out a way to chase him down and make the pass. But he didn't. I just can't explain it. They did the NASCAR 06 total team control today, for damn sure. 1, 2, 3, 4. I played NASCAR 06 a couple months ago, and I did my season with DEI, and I got them 1, 2, 3 in the points. Of course, I had Junior win the championship and win the most races. We won all but one race. Tony Stewart beat us at Indianapolis.
Of the Monster Mile. Now, Ally is one of the track's sponsors, and they're since the 48.
Them cheating ass Hendrick Chevys. This ain't right. Figures now, Hendrick's starting to figure this fucking car out when we're changing cars next year. Just enjoy the ride till we change cars.
Well, it's very difficult to find something that Mr. Hendrick has not accomplished in this sports. The wins, the championships, but Mr. H, the first time a first, second, third, fourth place finish for you. Where does this rank in the list of accomplishments?
I can guarantee you, this is the most nervous I've ever been in a race. Great day for the organization. Alex, congratulations to him. This is a sign of the guys working together and bringing good stuff to the track. I don't think it'll hit me maybe till tomorrow that
I'm still in disbelief.
Finish 1, 2, 3, 4.
At several things about this race.
Things can happen, pit stops, tires, anything, but that's the first, and we'll take it. It was a great day for us.
You've got a great poker face. We couldn't tell you were nervous at all. Congratulations.
Well, you didn't see me waiting for the bathroom.
You gotta love it, and I think Rick understates.
Look at Jeff Gordon. Look at that fucking face on Jeff Gordon.
Performing at a level where you annihilate the competition, and as I said, it took 5
had him covered
to fill the rest of the top 10 spots as Rick Hendrick goes 1 through 4.
Well, we talked about this young driver lineup, and you got to look at the crew chiefs and go all the way down through the depth of the organization. Rick brought it up about the communication, to be able to go and share information like a group. I mean,
next week is Circuit of the Americas, Formula One IndyCar style road course in Austin, Texas, for the very first time. And I think Chase Elliott is gonna dominate that shit.
Well, the pedigree. You look at the history of the Hendrick camp at this very track.
Like 21
here, it's unbelievable. And then you go to the rest of the season. Look at the message that they just sent to the competition across the garage. These boys are in trouble. Hendrick is the real deal, and it's that way. You said it, depth. I see it. The driver lineup, the crew chief lineup, everybody's firing on all cylinders, and it's pretty deadly.
We came in expecting Martin Truex to hold court here in Dover, and he led. But Rick
not for long.
And his Chevys won the day. Post-race coverage continues after the break.
Alrighty, y'all. I guess I'm gonna head the fuck out. I gotta go move the trash, take a shower, and try to rest before work tomorrow. But that was awesome. I'm so happy. I'm just confused about poor Kyle Larson. But I will see y'all sometime this week. I know I'm streaming every race next week, but I might drop in during the week and play a game or something. I don't know. But until then, thank y'all for watching. We're near 800 subscribers. Trying to get to 1,000 before I go to Daytona in August so I can stream from the racetrack. It's a lofty goal, but maybe. Good night, everybody.